Oh, well, everybody know who I want next. I want Terence Crawford next.
You're going to make that happen?
Huh?
You're going to make that happen?
Oh, definitely. That's the fight that I want. That's the fight everybody else want. Like I said, I'm going to get these straps that I'm going to go over there and take his shit too.
All right. Errol, congratulations. Terrific fight this evening.
Thank you, man. Now, strap season, y'all know what time it is, baby. Terrence, I'm coming for that motherfucking belt.
All right.
I'm not catching fades anymore. Gotta keep my hands clean when they come for the board. Keep it smooth like a dawn, making moves in the dark. Cause I learned how to swim in the pool full of sharks. Now they coaches, cause they can't read all his motions. How the kid never switch codes, but he code switch focus. Staring down your team with a frozen ice cold look that can end the summer solstice. Cause I'm more like the top dog. Keep on running game in the gang will it cost y'all. I be calling plays from a plane while I'm off court. But we ain't the same, you a lame, I'm a mob star. Actually, I'm a top dog on a stat sheet. Off court, but I call plays for the athlete. Laughing when the cop cars try to catch me. Cause I rolled off in a taxi. Put my feet up, I'm relaxing. Singing Figaro with no accent. While I pull strings from the streets in. Do it all with a straight face, I'm the kingpin. Top dog, top flow, boss mode. I'm the kingpin. Showstopper, top dog, Godfather. I'm the kingpin. They know I'm a dog and a beast, man. Yeah, I keep the peace with a piece, man. I ain't got no time for a piece, man. Why would I respond to a pawn? I'm the... Hold up.
If I let my dogs off the leash, they you might want to get out of Dodge while they eat me. Honestly, think it's not the blood and the beef. If they don't leave anything behind that they eat me.
I can see you soft, ever thought about retreating. If you never have, then they'll give you a reason. Better watch your tone, lose your bass when you speaking. Underneath the mask is the wrath of a Just when you learn how to smile in their face, then go cutthroat. Then they want to call you a con when the blood cold. I remember starving while y'all had a truckload. Now I'm with the mob with the call and the gusto. I'm a top dog on a stat sheet. Off court, but I call plays for the athlete. Laughing when the cop cars try to catch me. Cause I rolled off in a taxi. Put my feet up, I'm relaxing. Singing Figaro with no accent. While I pull strings from the streets in. Do it all with a straight face, I'm the kingpin. Top dog, top flow, boss mode. I'm the kingpin. Showstopper, top dog, Godfather. I'm the kingpin.
I wish people understood that, like, being a champion, it, like, man, I wish people understood that, like, being a champion, it, like, it consists of you forcing yourself to do shit you don't want to do every single day. It's like every single day. I'm just, not every day, but I'm forcing myself to do at least one thing every day that I don't want to do. Like, if it's not, okay, what if I don't want to eat right? What if I don't want to run? What if I don't want to hit the bag? It's like I'm forcing myself every day to do something that I don't want to do. All because I want to be a fucking champion. Because I want to be the best. So when it comes to doing something that you really want to do, know that you have to force yourself some time. Every day you won't be motivated. Every day you won't get up like, oh, it's time to go. But that don't mean don't go. That don't mean don't go. I mean, just get out there, get warmed up, and do it. And fucking do it. What the fuck is up? I can't reposition your blood. You can't what? Yeah, we might want to. Out of here. Come on, I'm ready. Talk with your hands. We on the bill. We on the bill. Come on. We on the bill. Come on. We on the bill. We on the bill. Her blood is straight, but we on the bill. Let's work. This is crazy. I really ain't had enough yet. Can you work? Let's work. Come on. Now give me some blood. Hurry up. Hurry up. I ain't never seen no pussy shit like this. She can't walk her fist up, she said. That was his blood. Huh? You can't walk blood, man. Is this your blood? Got your hand and everything else to pull up at your fist. Oh, okay. Oh. Well, if that's one round wasted. I don't think it's gonna resume. I ain't even gonna lie. It ain't. Like, she just should have came peaceful, and it probably would have went in a different manner.
I just wanted to share that. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Pool, kind of boxing back in action, and I'm pretty sure everybody saw that clip. It happened a little bit while ago, and Claressa Shields, what I'm saying, I love her, man, because women are so emotional, and she really shows her passion on her sleeve. No matter, what I'm saying, if it's you like what she's saying about men or fighting Keith Thurman. She's very passionate, and what I'm saying, you can see all her emotions out up front. So, she be really meaning business. And I thought it was funny as hell that a troll, somebody off the streets, thought they could come in there and talk shit to a professional athlete. What the hell did just happen? To a professional athlete. And she, this lady had been trolling Claressa for a while. I saw like a video that she did on Instagram where she was saying this chick was leaving her messages, and she was talking mad shit, how she'll knock her out and how she beat everybody that she fought in the amateurs, right? And I mean, she was like really harassing Claressa Shields, right? And it was so messed up that she was just getting under because Carissa is very sensitive, what I'm saying? She's kind of like Shakur Stevenson, but she's a lot a lot more control of her compulsion, but she still gets online and try to defend against, saying a lot of allegations, saying instead of letting it ride. So this chick was like trolling her like behind the scenes and shit. She comes in the gym. She got the nerve to come to her gym, what I'm saying, incognito, what I'm saying, and she's like kind of peeping her out. And so she knew who the chick was. So she went over there and confronted her and got her in the ring for this shit to happen. And I was just like, oh my God, man, who in the world? You got to be crazy, what I'm saying, to get into the ring with somebody who's trained to destroy other professional fighters. And man, as you saw, she put a fucking shellacking on her, and they only let her, get off a couple of shots. What I'm saying? They wouldn't let her completely go in. And then this chick had the nerve to come back after that talking shit about gloves and, what I'm saying, making excuses. Baby, you was just on the rope getting falumaloom. What I'm saying? What are you talking about? I don't know what's in the water out here, but we got a lot of crazy, defiant people who, no matter if they take a major L, a major ass, it used to be where you could whip a motherfucker ass and that just be that. They learn their lesson, they become a nicer person, they become a better person. You teach them a lesson. Nowadays, I mean, you can go out here and whip a motherfucker ass and they still delusional. I don't know what's going on. It's like, I don't know. It's like that's all it used to take, man. But now, what I'm saying, people would talk trash to the end, even if you whip them up. What I'm saying, you never know what the hell people are going to do after they take that L. So, Carissa, she did the right thing, except she's a little, she's a little bit aggressive. Saying you saw her try to break to the chick. I mean, I didn't show the entire thing because it's kind of long. And so she was like really trying to get into that chick ass. It's like almost reminds me of when Deontay Wilder had that troll, that white guy. I forgot what his name was, but he used to go around and sucker punching uh boxers and stuff. And he tried to do that to Deontay Wilder, but he missed, and Deontay Wilder beat the shit out of him. I mean, he beat the hell out that dude, and boy, he was on the ground crawling, and Wilder was like, what I'm saying, really trying to get. I mean, he had totally punked. The dude was just a skinny guy. He wasn't nobody serious, but he would wait for you to turn your back, and when you wasn't ready, and he would just throw with all his might and try to, knock you out with one punch. And man, Deontay Wilder like really caught his ass and taught him a lesson. And I haven't seen him do any more of those videos since then. That was an old, like, I'm talking like maybe 10, maybe 15 years ago when this guy was doing this stuff. And I think he got his ass beaten up. He went in against one little young guy who had this Muhammad Ali type style. He had quick hands, quick feet, but he was big. He was like 6'3", like Muhammad Ali, and he was just putting the beats on his ass. And I think he learned this lesson. But these trolls and these people who think like this, they got to stay away from professional fighters. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they're talking about getting into the ring and really, trying, especially if you don't have any training. I don't know if she's an amateur boxer, but this lady who was fighting Carissa Shields, this troll, she said something about being in prison when she was doing all the amateur stuff with the Olympics. And so, and she just talked herself into an ass whipping. That's all. It was just like, it was just fun to see somebody with that kind of audacity, to really, really try to go in there and go for what they know. So I have to give her kudos, because a lot of people wouldn't have done that. You kind of like my auntie would say, you must be fooled. You must be fooled, to do something like that. You don't have all your sense. But now she know. Now she know. And Carissa gonna put 5 on 10 to make sure you know it. So I thought that was pretty goddamn funny. What's going on, KL? What's happening, my brother? KL, you there, bro?
Oh
What's
yeah,
going
I'm
on in
still
Keggy up?
I'm here, yeah, man, yeah. No, I was just saying what you're saying about the Clarissa Shields thing, and I mean,
Hmm.
trolls gonna troll, man. I think boxers get tired of it, of course, but I think the boxers got to understand that the trolls is what give you promotion, whether you want it or not. You know what I'm saying? So I see it like I always think, what I mean, yeah, they look, it's the internet, and the internet gives a lot of people a platform to be able to open their mouth knowing damn well that they shouldn't, and it gives people
It's an
balls. So
echo. Hold on. You said it's an
yeah,
echo. I don't hear echo.
yeah, is it still
It,
there?
I don't. I don't hear it. Y'all
Oh,
hear echo out there? Let me know.
yeah, I took my thing off. So that's all that's about. I think here's the thing. I think Clarissa and Shakur Stevenson, they be taking these people too serious. Way
Hmm.
too. It's like, yo, they giving y'all free promotion. Take it. Let it go. If people go around like with Shakur, of course, as long as people don't touch you and they don't embarrass you in the interview on ESPN or something like that, people want to call you pillow fist. It is what it is. Hell, Floyd. The biggest criticism for Floyd after he wasn't pretty boy Floyd is Floyd run all day and he don't knock people out. It always go 12. But it didn't stop people from watching though.
Right, but most people know not to get in the goddamn ring. Even the people that call them pillow fisted, and
Uh,
people who criticize them, they know better than to get in the damn ring with Floyd. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's that damn stupid. And what's going on, 2 cents in the building? What's happening, my sister? What's happening? So most
mhm.
people understand that you can't fight. Saying, what would you go race Usain Bolt? On a track, and think you could beat him in the 100 yard or 200 yard or anything. Why would you challenge somebody in their specialty? Right? I mean, would you go fight an MMA fighter, a professional MMA fighter to a kickboxing or fight, you know what I'm saying, in the octagon? Hell no. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna go out there and get destroyed. You know what I'm saying? You don't have the conditioning, you don't have the fortitude, you don't have the punch resistant conditioning that they training that they do. So it was just insane for a troll to roll up in there. Maybe she just wanted some publicity or something for her Instagram or something. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she just
You know,
say what
like the
now?
Cardi B. I said she wanted clout. It's like the Cardi B song. People
Hmm.
clout. They'll do anything. People will kill themselves for clout. So when you say,
Yeah,
man, why
you know
would you?
what? You're right.
They don't.
Hmm.
They don't.
You're
Look.
right
You
about
got.
that.
You remember when dudes? I remember when dudes they used to do planking, right? I remember how many people was planking on rails and falling off their hotels, and dudes taking selfies with sharks underwater and all types of all to get attention, putting their life on the damn line. So, and that was years ago. It's even worse now. Like, yeah, a troll would roll up on Shakira. Yeah, come pull it, roll up on him. Yeah, bitch ass nigga. I heard what you saying, nigga. What's up? I got that work for you. Hell, he might take it past boxing, pull a gun out on the Shakira. Yeah. I got
I
Shakur
mean,
Stevenson pussy nigga. Like, you don't know these days. That's why it's like you could what I mean by not take them serious, you just gotta be like, okay, it is what it is. Like, I ain't taking no chances because y'all niggas is crazy. You know, they crazy.
just like the NBA, the worst NBA player that sit on the bench can go out to the outside court and never miss, bro. You know what I'm
Most
saying? They
definitely.
would destroy the average person out there. I don't care, any professional, you know what I'm saying? This is what they do. It's the pressure of the game that's different, and they're playing other higher caliber type of opponents, right? So,
Mhm.
if you're playing against other professionals, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna look ordinary if you're a bench player. So,
Most definitely.
I don't care. The worst pro boxer will destroy the average dude in a boxing match.
Most
Now,
definitely.
like Cameron said, the streets is different because people are
Yeah,
scooping
we
you.
street fight.
People,
We street fight.
right? You know what I'm saying? Anything goes in a street fight, but still, most boxers will destroy. You know what I'm saying? Somebody with striking. You know what I'm saying? And somebody who's not, um, what I'm saying, familiar with fighting. Or confronting other niggas and stuff. Because you know what I'm saying. Even a great street fighter can get knocked out. You know what I'm saying? Like unless he's doing something, you taking it to the ground. I grew up with wrestlers and
Mhm.
stuff, and what I'm saying, those dudes were in top shape. Their grip was different around the collarbone, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. So they were trained, you know what I'm saying? They were training, you know what I'm saying, to the muscles, you know what I'm saying, to exhaustion. So, when you wrestle with somebody in Florida or Georgia, you know what I'm saying, them motherfuckers was tough and strong because that's how they train for hours and hours and hours, you know what I'm saying, for conditioning, right? So anytime you face an athlete, you know what I'm saying,
Mhm.
you're going to have to be in some kind of shape, bro. You're going to have some kind of skill. And I just thought,
Most definitely.
it was kind of stupid, to talk that kind of shit. And Carissa is a very fiery person. She's a very sensitive person. So I felt every one of those punches that she was putting in her ass and stuff. And they only let two of them fly. Now she got a couple of punches on the ropes and stuff, and she was trying to fuck her ass up. You know what I'm saying? And but she got a couple of good ones in before they stopped it. You know what I'm saying? And which was lucky for that lady. You know what I'm saying? I think that was her fiance, that guy who broke it up. I don't know if that was her fiance or not, but I'm just assuming. I think she said that on one of her Instagrams that her fiance kind of broke it up. She didn't want to catch a lawsuit or catch a body because she was done, bro. When she went to that body and she went to that head, it was over. You know what I'm saying? I was like, wow, man. Hey, some folks out here are crazy. You know what I'm saying? Trump got shot. You know what I'm saying? Dude got Falumaloon. And it's just like we're living in some crazy times. You know what I'm saying? So these athletes and all these top people who's out in the media, they got to be careful, man. We got a whole nother generation out here that's just kind of stupid in the head for this clout, man. It's like that shit is not worth it. But you know what I'm saying? People are a little cuckoo. Let me see. What's two sensei? Two senseis, both Shakur and Clarissa wear their insecurities on their sleeves. Hey, did you
Can
turn
you
something on? Because now I got an echo.
Oh, can you hear me? You shouldn't.
Yeah,
Let
but
me
I got an echo now. Did you click something on?
No, I didn't. I think
Yeah, just come back in. Yeah, they really do, man. They're very, very sensitive people. They say Shakur Stevenson went on like an hour rant or something. I think it was longer than that. I mean, after he heard Cameron and Mace, saying, call him little nigga, and saying, he called him pillow fisted, and he took that to heart, man. He really took that to heart. And I understand, saying, because nobody can ride a young man like, some older niggas like that who, rappers and people, who used to be in the limelight like that. So they're really fucking with his insecurities. They really poking him. And I don't like when older guys do that because, their time is gone. And they're opportunists right now. Anybody who's down, I don't like to see people kick folks when they down. And I never did like Cameron and Mace anyway in the first place because I always thought they were opportunists. Mace tried to rip off the church and try to act like he was some kind of fake pastor. Cameron just always been a overt asshole. So what I'm saying? It's like I don't know. It's just that whole in your face New York shit. Look at me type of shit, frontin' ass nigga shit. I don't like that and to shit on like a young fighter who's dynamic and spectacular as Shakur Stevenson, to compare their careers to what he's done. Your career is done, man. Y'all already done. Y'all done movies, so everybody knows who you are. You're trying to be relevant is the problem. And you're trying to use this shit to, and I mean, you're just using all kind of obscenities on the air, dissing this young man. You know what I'm saying? And I just thought that I just really hated that shit. I was just like, man, look at you old ass niggas. Jumping on Shakur, even though he deserves a lot of criticism because he talks like he's a knockout artist. I understand that. But the shit they was talking, I was just like, man, y'all need to leave this little brother alone, man. Y'all supposed to be OGs, right? You stay out of that kind of mess. You know what I'm saying? Because it makes you look like that. That's why the young people don't listen to older niggas and stuff because they jealous of the limelight. I hate limelight motherfuckers, attention, media whores, and clout chasing. And I think that's what Mace and Cameron is doing right now because what I'm saying, they're not known to be big boxing fans. What I'm saying, they're just trying to get views on their podcast, and what I'm saying, and this is a cheap way to do it. What I'm saying, to tear down Shakur Stevenson when he's trying to get his name up. And I know negative publicity, any kind of publicity is good publicity to get your name out there. But what I'm saying, I want to see Shakur like really, really, really come up on his skills and stuff. I want to see him come up on fighting the best fighters. And that's what I want to see for that young man. So I don't want to see people dumping on him and shitting on his name, especially from old niggas that's 50 something years old. You know what I'm saying? And you can let the ESPN broadcast, the top rank, let them do that. Let the Tim Bradleys of the world, not Tim Bradley, but well, he did talk a little bit of shit. You know what I'm saying? And he can be brought, but at the same time, saying let other people do that. You know what I'm saying? Don't you jump on the bandwagon. I saw where they were asleep during that they were acting like they were asleep during the fight. I was just like, man, this shit is uncalled for. But and the man put on a great performance. So it's just a lot of people think he's boring. I don't think he's boring at all. I just think people don't like the opponents that he fights. You know what I'm saying? If he fought a more dangerous opponents, like let's say, I think it would be great for him to move up to 140, and there's more danger up there for him to fight. Maybe he should rematch Del Santos and show that say he can dominate Del Santos because Del Santos is a pretty damn dangerous opponent for Shakur. So I think he should run that back because there's a lot of controversy over that fight. And I think that's the fight that kind of fucked up his reputation, even though they were trying to push him into that narrative space to where he's boring, right? But I think he should get that, he should rematch Del Santos, you know what I'm saying, for sure. Let me see, Two Cents says, he's man, it's been a week, still no power. Yeah, Houston, that storm knocked out the power in Houston. You know what I'm saying? My old lady, man, yeah, she had to find a place. You know what I'm saying, to stay. So everybody's getting hotels and stuff, and I'm like a weekend. What about a weekend now? Maybe a weekend into buying hotels and shit until we go back home, because the power's been out in Houston. So it's a lot going on down in Houston. And this happens in Houston a lot. With the power going out. Look like the city would have another plan in place, but nope. Every time there's a hurricane, the power goes out, and then everybody rushing to Walmart, getting all the food, getting all the batteries. You know what I'm saying? You can't find that, and what I'm saying, the restaurants close down, and it's just like it's almost like it's a goddamn epidemic or something going on. You know what I'm saying? You can't get into the stores because it's packed. You know what I'm saying? So you got to go out of town to get supplies and stuff like that. So right now, Houston is facing a little bit of a crisis only because of a storm, what I'm saying? And I didn't see where there's a whole bunch of damage, but there was some damage. But at the same time, people riding around trying to get ice, there's lines for gas and everything. So, what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm down there 2 cents. I'm down there 2 cents too. But yeah, they got a little issue going down there. What's going on? That's you, Kale. I don't want to call out your name.
Yeah,
Kale,
I was
that's
able to come back. I was able to come back. Yeah, no echo this time. Yeah.
yeah, I ain't want to call out your name. He said I was
Mhm.
watching a video. Keg said I was watching a video about some ex-journeyman heavyweight who knocked out three bouncers at the same time. Of course, man. That timing and technique. You know what I'm saying? That when you've been training, pro fighter been training shit. You can't really deal with that. You know what I'm saying? Because they got it all, man. They got the balance. You know what I'm saying? The speed. You know what I'm saying? The power. They know how to hit you. Know how to move their hips. All that shit. The technique. You know what I'm saying? And they know you don't know shit. You just swinging for luck. So you know what I'm saying? When you go against somebody who know what they're doing and know their target, and it's muscle memory. Oh God, bro, you're gonna get knocked out. I used to see it in high school. You had amateur boxers in high school, and they were like 135, knocking out everybody, bro. 135 pounds, knocking out everybody. Of course, the wrestlers, they couldn't beat the wrestlers because they would take them down and stuff. So, you know what I'm saying? He said, yeah, that's crazy. A lot of mentally ill people out there. Yeah, and it's just kind of crazy how, since she was still talking shit after she got her ass for Lumaloon. I was like, you need to stop. You know what I'm saying? Take your ass home and get some mental evaluation. He said Shakur was down though, said he was coming off a good win. He was coming off a good win. Some Someone really needs to mentor him and make him feel secure about who he is. I just think it's growing pains, man. That's just something you're just gonna have to handle internally, right? Because some people are more sensitive than others, and he's still young, you know what I'm saying? And he thinks highly of himself, but he's got the whole world, what I'm saying, that's gonna criticize him because he's arrogant, right? But you gotta be arrogant as a fighter. So he's in a conundrum right now. I think he'll remain arrogant, but at the same time, he's getting out of that area where he want everybody to love him. You know what I'm saying? He's getting away from, what I'm saying? I think he's taking on a lot of Crawford's characteristics, you know what I'm saying? Because he's kind of traveling that same path, you know what I'm saying, where he's like, fuck the fans, and what I'm saying, I'm just gonna do me, right? And he think that's the best way to keep himself undefeated, right? Instead of taking risks like we saw with Jaron Boots Ennis. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing he's going to have to learn, that he's got to take some risks, and he's going to have to up his offense to make his fights a little bit more exciting to the casual fan, right? He don't have to win over the purists. He has to win over the casual fans. And so I think he can do it. I mean, I see the skill. He just got to work it into his everyday boxing. And if he do that, I think he'll be all right because he's fast. He's got great footwork. He can do it. He's athletic enough, and he just got to think about it, man, and thinking about incorporating, saying more offense, saying taking a little bit more risk, throw, do more than throw when your opponent throws, saying, countering. Where actually he kind of waits until he slips, stepping back, and then it's safe for him to throw. So, he needs to throw when his opponents throw, get in there and put a few combinations together. So it's not that hard, you know what I'm saying? It's just that it's psychological for Shakur because he's been fighting the same way for years and years and years. So, well, I think he could put his foot on the gas. He said, I don't think what they said was that bad, Shakur really got all in his feelings. I mean, like like females be saying, it ain't what you say all the time. It's about how you say it, calling them little nigga. And you know what I'm saying? You know how when the New York niggas insult you, you know what I'm saying? It's always little nigga, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? All that kind of shit, you know what I'm saying? So they add a little spice on it, you know what I'm saying? And how they was putting Keyshawn Davis and Cruel, what's his name? Crew Mill Moten ahead of him, saying how they were spectacular, more spectacular, calling him boring, and it's just being exaggerated by calling him boring. I thought the shit was I thought it was uncalled for. You know what I'm saying? You tell me something Shakur is Terence Crawford 2.0. Shit. Terence Crawford knocked out people though, 2 Cent. You know what I'm saying? Terence Crawford went out there and put on, he knocked out folk. You know what I'm saying? Shakur ain't knocking out nobody. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like and Shakur got more charisma than Crawford. You know what I'm saying? So if Shakur could just borrow some of that knockout power from Terence Crawford, I think he'll be a whole lot better, you know what I'm saying, in his career. If he could just let his hands go, you know what I'm saying, like Oscar De La Hoya. That's one thing they loved about him. It's like he would go for it at the end of fights. He would try to knock your ass out. You know what I'm saying? And that's the only thing he's missing, that killer instinct. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just winning the fight. And nobody said you can't, still slip punches and then and counter. That's another thing. They don't like the fact that he don't slip under punches and go counter. You know what I'm saying? So he just kind of steps back, and I guess it kind of is monotonous after a while. You know what I'm saying? Whereas Tank, he's kind of dips and goes to the body and really hurts his opponents. You know, he said he knows the things he says about himself are not true. That's the problem. He says about himself are not true. That's the problem. Well, I think a lot of the criticism is true. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it has no bearing on what he needs to do in the ring besides, increase his offense. You know what I'm saying? I mean, everything they saying, they see what he's doing. They saying he needs to slip a little bit more and counter a little bit more. That's it. Just pick up his offense. So they call it boring because he's doing the same thing over and over, right? At the same gear. He's not trying to pick it up, uh, you know what I'm saying? And he's not changing the speed. He's not changing the speed on his offense. It's just kind of like tap 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 tap. You know what I'm saying? So and he's just stepping back while he's doing it. So he's not giving you no new angles. He's not giving you no new wrinkles to look at in his game. So people are like, man, this is ass, bro. You know what I'm saying? So he just need to pick up his showmanship. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Roy Jones Jr. would be a good trainer for him. You know, if Roy can give him a little more pizzazz in the ring. Um, he's definitely got the reflexes. He's one of them ones Roy Jones probably could do something with. He says one thing he has on his side, and that's he's still young. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And I hate to see young fighters get shitted on. You know what I'm saying? He says, what's going on, Smooth Shafo? He says, I'm from New York. He says, never really been a fan of them dudes. Yeah, they always just been, out. They've been doing too much, you know what I'm saying? Even when Cameron played and paid in full, he played the asshole. He played what's that drug dealer name that got shot here a while back? I mean, shit, he was free. What was that guy name? I can't remember his name, but he was one of the first guys to flood DC with cocaine, and you know what I'm saying, he was running with that killer. What's that guy name? The guy who killed all them people, and he was his bodyguard. And I can't remember them boys' name, but it's a documentary on YouTube about him. What's that guy name that played and paid in full? Cameron played. He played him to a T. All the bragging and the braggadocious and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? He was the perfect guy for that role. What's that guy? I can't think about it. I've watched that documentary many times. He said the keg. He says Shakur needs to sell himself as a defensive master and just own that role. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think he got the ability to make the transition. It's just will he do it? You know what I'm saying? I mean, you see how fast his hands are. You know what I'm saying? So he can definitely pick up the pace. That's all he really needs to do. I thought he showed amazing defense in that fight. What's going on? Who's real in the building? What's happening, my brother? You know what I'm saying? What's happening? Peace and light. He says, yes, Shakur, not even exciting defensive fights because he don't slip punches or make them look silly missing. Yeah, he got to have a little bit more showmanship. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just straight up technical. You know what I'm saying? He's just so it's like a writer with no ability to be creative. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that even in his technical, he's very creative, but he's he's more of a purist, a boxing purist, right? He's gonna do what works. He's not gonna give you no pizzazz. You know what I'm saying? He's just gonna hit you with two or three combinations. He's gonna fall back. He's gonna slip going back, and that's it. That's his whole thing. And he's gonna move anytime. He's gonna use his feet. I think somebody said he's a feet fighter. Somebody said that he fights from his feet. And I thought that was interesting. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Keeping that distance, you know what I'm saying? So that's why the Tank fight is going to be so interesting if he can keep that distance away from Tank, you know what I'm saying? Keep away from Tank so he can't hit him. Some people think it's going to be a boring fight, you know what I'm saying? Because, Tank, you know what I'm saying, when he walks you down, you know, he's good at cutting off the ring, but I don't know if he can cut a ring off Shakur because he moves so fast. His feet are so good. But if he hit him to the body, that'd be interesting to slow Stevenson down. I think Tank could knock him out. Um, if he could get to Shakur, and that's the thing that I want to see. That's the thing I want to see. Yeah, Alpo. Yeah, Alpo. Yeah, Alpo. That's who Cameron played and paid him for. I should have looked the shit up. Let me see. Alpo. Alpo. And what was that drug dealer name? What was the other guy name? Alpo. Right. Yeah, it was Alpo and the guy that killed all them people. What was his name? Let's see. Alpo Marin. I forgot his. Let's see. Mirnez. Yeah, that was him. Yeah, but I don't know how I forgot that. I watched the damn documentary 100 times. What's going on, Ben Israel in the building? Brian Colbert of the winning team. What's happening, bro? Cash crypto in the house. What's happening? So, Shakur, he's got a lot to prove. You know, yeah, he came off a good win, but that Del Santos performance gonna haunt him. And I think, like I said, I really do think he should call up Dos Santos and get him get another fight. Because for him to ignore that controversial win is bad, bro. It's bad. What do you think here? You think he should rematch Dos Santos?
The dude that he fought the one before this last fight.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I think the thing for Shakur is, do I think he should rematch it? I mean, to be
Yeah.
honest, no. I don't think anybody wants to see that. I just think that, um,
I mean, you
if
don't think it'll be a different fight? You don't think he would confront him more? You think we'll see more of the same?
so here's the thing with Shakur, right? Like with that, Shakur is a very special defensive fighter, but the thing with Shakur is he don't got no power again. And I would, if he was a little bit more aggressive, it would be a better fight. I don't think it would be the results that everybody wants it to be because he's just not like that. And what we don't want Shakur to do is we don't want Shakur to be like pull a situation where Terence Crawford where he starts, giving as much effort as his opponent has or something like that. Because if Shakur does that, I have a feeling he would lose a fight doing that. So if I just think that he should be ready to fight whoever, whether it be Tank or what's the other fight they saying? I think it's Tank and who else?
Well, whatever happened to redeeming yourself? I mean, whatever happened to that? You know what I'm saying? Going out there and showing that you him. Don't you want to prove that you him? You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? I mean,
See,
mhm.
but the thing is, Like, all right, let's go with who that started with. So that's not who it started with, but who usually gets that where who he'll rematch if he feel like he didn't win the first. That's a Floyd thing, right? If you know if people said, "Oh, Floyd, you lost that fight or it was close," or blah blah blah, then Floyd would be like, "Okay, I'm gonna get it. I would go back and do the rematch, and then he'd make it convincingly, and then we all be like, oh well, we can't say that." I don't think that would be in what's his name's best interest. I just don't think that would redeem him because nobody thought that DeSantos was gonna beat you anyway. Everybody was just like, well,
I thought the Santos had a damn. I've seen him, man. That dude got power. He can box. He's got speed. He's awkward as hell. Um,
mhm,
I thought the Santos had a good chance to beat Shakur, and I think that's why he fought him the way he fought him. You know what I'm
okay.
saying? Hmm.
I mean,
That's
and that
that's
may
why
be.
that's why I want to see the shit again because you don't let a good opponent get off on you like that. I mean, he what 40 punches landed. You know what I'm saying? That was horrendous. That should have been a no contest. You know what I'm saying? Because they barely hit each other. You know what I'm saying? So if I was Shakur, I would demand that fight back because it made him look terrible. And you're supposed to be him. You're supposed to be the guy that's runner up to fight Tank, the best fighter at 135, right? If you
Mm,
vying, if you're vying to be the dude, to be him, then you got to put on great performances, right? You can't go out there, you know what I'm saying, half-ass and you fighting the best guy that you ever fought. Floyd used to go out there and make motherfuckers look pedestrian, right? He used
he
to go
did.
out there against guys that's supposed to beat him down. He went out there and made them look plain, and we expect the same thing when we say that you are him. You are the golden child. You are the one that's got the hands. You the one who got all the skills, and you the one who's talking all this shit that you're a killer and everybody's ducking you, and you get out there and you look like you're scared. You look like you're afraid to take a risk, to take a shot, man. You couldn't even overcome this guy. Run that shit
Okay.
back, bro, and beat this
Oh,
guy
oh.
ass, right?
Now,
Mm-hmm.
pull you over here giving these inspirated 80s boxing, fight the best of speeches. And you know that these dudes not built like that, you know. And look,
But
I'm
that's
with you.
hey,
And I feel like this, right? I'm with you. If the whole point of competition is to go to the highest level, and if you can make it look like a motherfucker's not even in your league, right? Ain't no mercy for the weak. If you smell blood, you're supposed to do that. But these dudes, just look, just with the way Shakur move, he not like that. I just seen a comment a couple seconds ago. His manager, Jay Prince Jr. came out and said, "Yeah, anybody that got a problem talking to Stevenson outside of the ring, I can handle that." AKA Cam and Mace, I handle all the problems for Shakur. He can't even fight his own battles. So,
mm,
you know, um, they not like that, and he don't want nothing to do with DeSantos. That's why he did what he did. He knew if he did what he did and he did enough, they would pass him on because he's the golden child, and we all want to see him fight Tank. So he used that to his advantage, and he kind of chickened out. And it is what it is. He's still young, so that we can say all that, and then he go in there and box Tank head off or whatever. But the thing with Shakur is, it just in general is, look, man, you do a lot of talking. Just like you said with Ryan Garcia and everybody, you do a lot of talking. You got everybody name in your mouth. Everybody, I'm better than him. I beat this person in sparring. I used to beat on this person. He my little dude. He fake. He do all that, but then get in there and be scared to do whatever. So that's why I think he's getting all this criticism. Plus, he's born. We'll go keep it 100. Shakur Stevenson is born. He's a great boxer, great technical, but he's born in terms of it's like you already kind of know what you're getting with him, and he's gonna be controversial, but it ain't backing nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I think
well,
we Floyd for this again because Floyd was the king of talking trash and getting a fight. But what people don't understand is Floyd was born. Floyd had a little bit of charisma. Floyd, like it's things that Floyd brought to the you know what I'm saying, to the table that these fighters don't bring. They keep talking about, oh, I'm gonna get my O and I'm gonna be undefeated and da da da. Then when that don't happen, now we get to see your real personality and all that, and ain't nothing there. It ain't nothing there. I just like with Shakur, it's like, look, if you're gonna be talking all this trash, and not the same thing with Bill Haney and Devin Haney. If you're gonna be talking crazy, and you ain't really backing it up, and it's not entertaining, it's not engaging, it's just the fans calling you pillow fists, and then you and your team is out here starting fights, and then it's gonna make you look a certain way. And we all know boxing's racist. So once them casuals brand you, once the casuals brand you a certain way and you a black fighter, that's it. Because the black fan base is they may go in and out depending on if you stand on issues or they feel like they can back you. But then that's dangerous too, because then they gonna sit up there and pump you up with that delusional juice, and then we get your ass whooped. They ain't gonna be able to take you because they too busy trying to make you something you're not.
So Jay Prince, like he said, Jay Prince said something to Cam and Mace that makes Shakur look weak. Well, Jay Prince, saying he's more of like a mafia type of figure from the past. He used to roll with the 18. Well, not I ain't saying he was part of them, but what I'm saying is they all knew that was them old niggas back then. That was they would like really saying get in your ass back then. You could disappear. So Jay Prince is from that time. So he know a lot of these guys. Saying he know the mafia scene. He got Floyd Mayweather out his contract through a lot of persuasion, and I think it was like $700,000 they paid to get Floyd out of his contract. And there was a beef between Jay Prince and Floyd for a while, but eventually they settled that thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of darkness behind Jay Prince and stuff. So he can get away with saying a lot of things because his name, ain't to be played with, even though he's an older guy now. And but he's like one of those, like on those old mafia shows, like Sopranos, those old dudes that sit with the cane in the back and stuff. He's like one of them dudes, you know what I'm saying? Because he knows a lot of people, and his reputation really precedes him when it comes to this gangsterism stuff. But he's a
Yeah, it
great
was Jay Prince
businessman
Jr.,
too.
his son. But then, and that's another thing, right? That's another thing. If you serious about boxing and you trying to you don't need to, don't disrespect to Jay Prince, because I do live in Houston and I don't want no problems. I don't want to go to the grocery store and that be my last time. So I'm just gonna say, if you
You might as well stay home. They ain't got no bread, man. They ain't got no bread at Walmart now.
They don't.
They ain't got
They don't at all. They don't, they acting a fool, but that's to be expected. If Shakur, that's another thing. Shakur, if you young and you seen that certain people made certain moves away from certain things, you on Top Rank and you on the Jay Prince management. That's another reason why the kind of these things. Look, you've said this before, Poole. These dudes make horrible decisions in their career, and I don't know why. Because they got the blueprint. All of them, like whether it be Devin, whether it be Tiafimo, whether it be Shakur, whether it be Ryan Garcia, they've seen.
speak up a little bit. I can
Can you
barely
hear
hear
me?
you. Speak
Can
up
you
a
hear
little
me?
bit. Yeah,
Can you
speak
hear
up.
me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me
hmm
now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
I
turn
said.
your mic up a little bit.
Okay.
hmm
For some reason, and it's very weird, they make very awkward decisions for their career, considering that they have Floyd as the blueprint, but all of them they've done very weird things in their country. Number one, in their careers.
You're gonna
Number
have to
one,
get on your mic because you fading out
oh,
like you sound real low. Mm. So he says Boots ain't overrated, man. Stop. Said Boots ain't overrated. He said he just outdid Bud and didn't need a busted glove. So since we switching gears here a little bit because Shakur, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Switching a few gears here.
can you hear me? Mhm. Here we go.
Depression doesn't exist. Deep press is deep creating the whole
Yep,
mind.
and that's where we're doing the most.
My bag.
Okay.
I forgot to take the sound out of that. Um, so I forgot where I was. So
What the hell?
warm up. That was his warm up tune up fight. So he was able to get his tune up in, and I think he was what I think about what he was doing. What I'm saying with the snack program and everything. So
Yeah,
he
hello.
says, yeah. So
Um,
what did you think about the fight? What did you think about Booth's performance?
I thought Boost looked good, man. I thought he did what he was supposed to do. I'm excited to kind of see where he goes in his
Hey,
career
your mic
next.
is low. Your mic
Still,
low. I can
still,
barely hear you.
can you
Yeah,
hear
it's
me
like
now?
low, low. Yeah, I can hear
Can you
you
hear me
now.
now? I said, I
Yeah.
thought he did good, man. I thought he did what he's supposed to do based upon, the way that we receive him and, his talent and everything. And going forward, man, I just want to see who he fights in a division that's credible and who we got that he can really make his name. Or can we finally get this Terence Crawford fight going after, Terence Crawford handles his business and what that looks like for him. But I thought he looked very good, as usual.
You didn't think he took too many shots. You didn't think he was rusty.
No, I mean, look, I get it that when these guys go in there, they're supposed to make a statement. If they get hit, if they do anything uncharacteristic, we go after them, right? But the thing with Boots is, I think Boots is antsy because, he wants to fight somebody that we consider to be somebody so he can really move his name. And, again, this was a last minute replacement fight. So that's another thing. And I just think that what he should do to kind of fight out, I guess, what people would consider rush, take more fights or whatever, and do certain things. But at the end of the day, people also don't want to fight him. So what can he do? Yeah, he took a couple hits here and there, but what can he do? The people that are supposed to do what they're supposed to do, and the people that we find credible and that are up there, they don't want to fight him. He's been begging for Terence Crawford for a minute, but Terence Crawford act like he don't hear his name for some reason. I don't know what that's about. Do you? So
Well,
what can you do? Keith Thurman don't want to fight him. So
yeah, Keith Thurman is semi-retired. You know what I'm saying? We might as well forget about Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman is waiting for one more bag, and he's up out of here. Basically, he can't even survive his training camps. His training camps knocking him out. So, it's like you might as well forget it. He got too many injuries. He says, Cash Crypto said, we haven't seen Boots able to stay busy. He said, I think that's a good showing for coming off a layoff. So he said his timing was off a little. It was. You know what I'm saying? Because he was getting hit, man, with some really good shots from a 68-inch arm reach guy. You know what I'm saying? He looked massive against that dude. And I mean, I love Boots' inside game. You know what I'm saying? I love how he throw his uppercuts to the body. I love how he switches and throw uppercuts from different angles and go to the head. So he got some serious skill, but he's gonna have to stay active if he wanna, if he wanna, run after the legends and stuff. You know what I'm saying? He's really gonna have to like stay on the shit, man. You know what I'm saying? He can't be having these layoffs. You know what I'm saying? Because he's gonna get destroyed. He's gonna get exposed because they could take advantage of those openings. They athletic too. Um, right now, you know what I'm
he
saying?
signed up with
Say
somebody,
what?
right? He signed up on a Matchroom, right? What do you think about that?
Hmm.
You think
Hmm.
that's good?
Yeah, he signed with Matchroom, but Matchroom is going to have to make the deals, man. He's going to have to fight at least 3 times a year if he want to get his name up. You know what I'm saying? He's going to have to fight 3 times a year because he's starting off from scratch again. Only the hardcore fans really know who he is. So he said, I could see why people are avoiding Jaron. Yeah, I mean, physically, he's a monster. Look at that. Look at that kid's shoulders, man, and the speed and the reach that he has. His jab was a little bit off that night, but you can go back and watch the Via fight, and you can see his sharp jab. You know what I'm saying? When he's on, man. And I don't want to see him take another layoff like this. But these layoffs is like really killing the fighters. It takes a while for the skill to come back. So I'm just kind of tired of the layoff stuff. He says, Avenesyan has always failed whenever he stepped up to the top 10 guys. He's like Lamont Peterson. and Mean Machine in the past, where it just shows you what level he's on. He's kind of like a B minus fighter, right? He's a B minus fighter. You know what I'm saying? If you're not a top guy, he's kind of like a journeyman, right? Like, if you're not on your shit and you're not skilled, he'll get rid of you because he does have power. He's a little tricky in the ring. You know what I'm saying? He does have some skill. What's going on, Johnny Anderson in the building? What's going, Johnny Allison? See you. I see you out there, bro. He says, the keg, he says, I give Boots a pass for sure. Offensively, he's an absolute beast for sure. He gets hit too much for me. But one thing about it, see, we complain about the defense. See, what do we want? We can't have it both ways, right? Do you want the man to make the fight exciting? And I think part of it, what he was doing, because he can make it a boring fight. Boots can step away. You see, he's a unique boxer. He can make you miss. But one thing I like about Boots, he's intentional. You know what I'm saying? If he's trying to get you up out of there, he's going to your body. He's gonna put his shoulder in, dip his shoulder in, and he's gonna go to your ass, right? I like how he stepped the Via. I like how he stepped the Libertines. You know what I'm saying? He'll box a little bit, but then he's gonna bang with you too. And I think that's what makes him an exciting fighter. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to just see Shakur Stevenson performance. We want to see if you could take a shot. And look like Jaron Boots Ennis is a tough as nails, man. So we know that if it comes to a point where somebody's pushing him back and really putting pressure on him, he gonna fight you. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna fight you. You paint him into a corner, and he's gonna come out swinging. He's going to the body. He's gonna push you back. He's gonna go forward. You know what I'm saying? And I think he got it all to become a superstar. That's what we wanted to see. You know what I'm saying? And he shows it in every fight. You know, says Boots is one of those guys that will stand in the fire and get his shit off. Exactly. Exactly. That's the thing that's keeping Shakur from becoming a true star and a fan of fun, saying watch in boxing. So people want to see you, persevere over adversity. Saying they want to see you, overcome, saying some shots and stuff. And, even though that's not him, but you know, at least pick up the offense, and just totally dominate the guy. You know, it's like he's gonna have to add something like that to his flavor, man, because people are not feeling that technical shit. He says the scrap we should be talking about is Farmer and what's it, Moratella? He says was a great one. I missed that fight. I was trying to catch it, but it must be came on at the same time. Must be came on at the same time that the Boots, because we were watching the Boots fight last night. I didn't watch that one on Johnny Ellis. You know what I'm saying? It's like I was on my way to watching it, but then Boots fight came on. And I watched the undercards, which sucked. He said Boots looked 20 pounds bigger in the ring than Avenesyan. I think so too. You know what I'm saying? So, he knew he was the stronger guy. That's why he came out the way he did. You know what I'm saying? He came out and went straight to Avenesyan ass, but Avenesyan, he was up for this fight. No doubt about it. Avenesyan was psyched for this fight. I wish they would have let it played out and let David Avenesyan get knocked out, because I wanted to see a devastating knockout. They kind of stole that. His corner kind of stole that from him, because it was just getting spicy. Avenesyan, started talking a little shit in there, you know what I'm saying? And, but Boots started turning on the power punches on the inside. And he really did a job on Avenesyan at the end. I think that next round he would have got rid of round 6. He would have got rid of Avenesyan, but they stole that from him, and I think that was the whole point. I think they just wanted to go out there and make that kid look bad in his hometown. So who's next? Who you think Boots should fight next? Now I'm looking at the rankings. Now he can fight Conor Ben. Um, he can fight Conor Ben. Of course, Cody Crawley, he's out. Now we got a bunch of names here at 147. Jamal James, I haven't seen that in a long time. Abel Ramos, I think he's up at 154. Aegis Kavalauskas. People want to see Boots fight Aegis Kavalauskas. But I think Conor Ben would be the bigger name for him to, for them to grab. I think that would put a lot of That would put a lot of clout on his name if he went out there and destroyed Conor Ben, because people seem to know who Conor Ben. These other guys, you know what I'm saying? I never heard of Soleil May. I've seen a couple of his fights. Chris Criquesco or something, whatever. Foreign ass niggas. He already fought Karen. Let me see. Karen is number one. He's number one under the IBF. So under the IBF, he don't have a lot of. Now, I've seen Nicholas Flat's fight. You know what I'm saying? Nicholas Flat is a brawler. They got Earl Spence at number 4. I don't think Earl Spence ain't coming back down to 147. Who would you want to see him fight, Kill? I mean, he don't have a lot of competition. You know what I'm saying? Alex Rocha, you know what I'm saying? I don't think Golden Boy will feed Alex Rocha to him. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's not a whole lot of competition at 147 that's gonna give Boots any problems.
I mean, so I think Conor Ben would be good. This person, I would want to see him fight, but he's not in the
What's going?
147 no more. I would want to see him
Let
fight
me
David
holler.
Garcia.
Let me holler at Roman and Carolyn Jones. What's going on, my brother? What's happening with you? You know what I'm saying? What's happening? So what's good? He says, Boots is giving us the action exactly. Yeah, I love him, man. But you know, he needs some competition, man. A good fighter without competition, you know what I'm saying, is a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? And he's coming up into his prime, so he should be getting the big fights right about now. You know what I'm saying? I hate to see fighters coming to their prime and they don't have anybody to fight. He said they really need to weigh boxers. So they really need to weigh boxing an hour before they fight, as so we as fans know the true weight of each boxer set in the ring. Well, I think the IBF, you know what I'm saying? I think they have two weights, two weigh-ins and stuff. So he's definitely under the right sanctioning body, you know what I'm saying, to get your weight right, right? And so I think you have like I think Hitchens was complaining about the IBF, fighting under the IBF, how you got to weigh in 2 times, and that sometimes you don't rehydrate properly, you'll be fucked up for the fight. And you know, so you got to eat eat all you can after that second weigh-in. You know what I'm saying? He says people will be saying Shakur swims without getting wet. How is he swimming when he only going to the water ankle deep? When he goes ankle deep. Well, that's his style, man. You know what I'm saying? That's his style. You may not like it, but shit, he's gonna beat a lot of people using that style. Really, you know what I'm saying? Really, that's what's gonna happen. Don't be surprised if you get in there and Tank can't hit him, man. He said that IBF is top 15 is terrible. Yeah, man, it's horrible. I mean, I've never seen half these guys fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at the welterweight division right now, and Alex Rocha, you got David Avenesyan all over the place. You got Nicholas Flash, who's just a brawler. He hits hard. I haven't seen this Shram guy. I can't even pronounce these niggas' name. Gabriel Venezuela. You know what I'm saying? Who are these damn people? You know, David Pauty and Lewis Crocker, and I don't know who the hell these guys are. Where the hell they come from? So I got to go back and do some film study and stuff, man, because I'm like, damn. It's like, who are all these foreign ass dudes that's they got in the top 10? You know, Patty Donovan. I mean, who are these fucking people? You know what I'm saying? It's like we got to go check. We got to check out what's going on at 147 and seeing if we missing. You know what I'm saying? If we overlooking anybody. Yeah, what happened to Stanionis? I mean, Stanionis, he done took so much damn step aside money that he's probably looking for a fight that he could take step aside money for. That's what it seemed like. You know what I'm saying? Because he done got used to taking money he don't have to fight for. And that's a bad thing, you know what I'm saying, when the fighter get used to being outside the ring. I forgot, I think his fight got canceled. He was supposed to fight, I forgot who he was supposed to fight. I think he was supposed to fight Virgil Ortiz. And that fight got canceled. And Virgil ended up passing out or whatever. Anytime Virgil Ortiz is about to fight a good fight, he gets into a good matchup, something happens. He always get injured, he passing out. You know what I'm saying? He never makes it to the finish line. So I'm starting to think something is up with him, man. Something is up with him. You know, he just can't seem to make the big down. When it comes to fighting a nobody, of course, he goes out there and faluma. You know what I'm saying? If it's somebody we never heard of, he makes that fight. You know what I'm saying? But if it comes to somebody who's dangerous and somebody who could beat him, you know what I'm saying? It's like that fight had never happened. That's why when I saw him matched up with Tim Zoo, I was like, "There's no goddamn way." That's like Keith Thurman being matched up with Keith Thurman. You know that shit ain't gonna happen. You know it's not gonna. I know a lot of Keith Thurman fans gonna be pissed off with me, but it just is what it is. He said there's no name at 147 that are super fights for Boots. He said I think he should make a move to 154 now. Exactly. I've been saying that for a while now. I said why don't he just jump into the crowd at 154 and make that division, you know what I'm saying, more hot. You know what I'm saying? Because he'll be the gunslinger in that category. He said he was supposed to fight Ortiz, but Ortiz pulled off. Supposed to fight. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what I just said. Yeah. I'm just catching up with the comments. He said Boots wants under well, yeah, but I mean, who's gonna respect that undisputed? That's gonna be like Bud at 140. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be like Bud at 140. It's like he's going to be going through a bunch of no names. And if he's going to do it, he needs to do it quickly. You know what I'm saying? He needs to go ahead and line them up. You know what I'm saying? Beat all their ass in 4 fights, 4 or 5 fights. And you know what I'm saying? Just line them up and beat their ass so he can go ahead and go on up to 154 before them guys start retiring. He says, Charles Thomas says, Eric should go back to 147 and fight Boots. Y'all say y'all want to see the best. What's the problem? Errolson's body can't make 147 no more. What are you talking about?
And another thing is, who said they want to fight the best? That's not the conversation that Errol and Terence Crawford are having anymore. They ain't been saying
It's
that
like
in a long time.
I mean, do I want to see Jaron Boots? That's why we're telling him to come up to 154. Maybe it's possible that Earl Smith Jr. and Terence Crawford to get that fight. You know what I'm saying? This ain't about um wanting to protect any fighter. This is about wanting to see fighters fight at their best. Do I want to see Devin Haney go back to 135 and get knocked out because he's weight drained? No, hell no. I want to see fighters fight when they're at their strongest. You know what I'm saying? Not when they're at their weakest. See, I mean, we as fans, we could sit back and talk about fighters fighting at different weight division, 2, 3 weights down, but that shit really affects them. You know what I'm saying? It affects their body, affects their energy level. It affects everything about them. So they got to fight at a comfortable weight. Once you get older, you know what I'm saying, you can't fight at those unless you just got a small frame like Floyd Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? You just built to be a certain size. His daddy's small, his uncles are small, his whole family genetics are just small guys. If you look at Jaron Boots Ennis, they're big. You know what I'm saying? So he's probably going to be able to fight up to 160 or 168, right? Because their family's big. You just look at the people family and look at Errol Spence Jr. dad. His dad is huge. You know what I'm saying? So he's been killing himself for years to stay at 147. It's amazing that he's been able to last that long at 147. 154 may not even be enough weight for him to gain to fight at, you know what I'm saying, and be efficient. He might need to be at 160 or 160, you know what I'm saying, 168. You know what I'm saying? It just depends because he's older now. He's 34 years old. And you know what I'm saying? You can't just fight at those tic tac weights anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because you just don't have the energy. You saw what Teofimo Lopez looked like at 135 in his last fight. He looked horrible. He got his ass beat by a journeyman. He's got his ass beat by George Kambosos, right? So weight matters. You know what I'm saying? It really matters, especially when you're done with that weight. Your body won't. Shakur Stevenson couldn't make 130. He couldn't make 130. So, I mean, he lost his belt, trying to make weight at 130. He could have been undisputed at 130, but nobody would have been interested in that shit. You know what I'm saying? But he could have dominated 130, but he couldn't make the weight no more. So we know these things as boxing purists. We know these things. So Errol would never go back to 147. And to keep it real, I don't know how the hell Terence Crawford would make 147. You know what I'm saying? Without a little help or something, with something. You know, he says, yeah, Johnny Ortiz wasn't healthy at 147. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We want to see the fights when guys are at their best. Y'all want to just see your favorite fighter win. That's the difference between a lot of boxing fans and me. You know what I'm saying? I want to see the guys fight at their best. And they got to be honest about it. Just stop trying to go for the big money and go for the legacy. You can make the money and you can make legacy and you can make money at the same time. You just do it honestly. You know what I'm saying? If you know you're fucked up at the weight, don't take the fight. You know what I'm saying? Trying to make the big bucks. You know what I'm saying? It's like fight when you where you know you can fight, where you're at an advantage, not at a disadvantage. Um, Charles said we want to see the best fights where the guys are healthy. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't know what's wrong with these boxing fans today. They want more bragging rights than they want to see a fair fight. He says Errol Spence Jr. can hide forever, fight Boots or fight Bud. Well, Bud is the one who was the undisputed champion. He the one who dropped the belt for the IBF because he didn't want to fight Boots. What are you talking about? I mean, why didn't he fight Boots? He was the champion. He was the undisputed champion, right? So So that's I mean, for you to overlook that just tells you where you at. He says, Charles, if Bud and Errol winning their fights, he said the rematch is most likely to happen. I know. And that's gonna be that's gonna like lift boxing to another level, right? You know, so that's going to bring a lot of eyes. It's going to bring a lot of casuals. It's going to bring a lot of money. So there should be like no reason for Bud to dodge that one. You know what I'm saying? It's like only reason I would see is that he do not want to give Errol Spence Jr. a chance to redeem himself. Now, if Errol goes out there and he gets beat even worse in the rematch, then we know that it wasn't a fluke in the first fight. You know, so we know that it wasn't a thing of Errol just wasn't his conditioning at 147. You know, saying being being not able to make that weight. You know, saying but at 154, you know, what I'm saying Bud goes out there and do it again. That's just the second time that Bud would have beat him, especially if he knocks him out or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That would be an exciting match for everybody to see because there's so many questions that we got about the first fight. You know what I'm saying? There's so many, you know what I'm saying? Was it the weight? You know what I'm saying? Was it Erasmus Jr.? Was he on some, did he break a rib before during training? He's always getting hurt in training. You know what I'm saying? He's always coming off all these long ass layoffs. And, you know, from what I heard, Erasmus Jr. is back with Blu-ray. So hopefully he's getting his conditioning in. That's what everybody thought he was doing the first time, but shit, you know, so you could never tell. He don't have his trainer, Derek James. So will the second fight be good for Errol Spence Jr.? You know what I'm saying? Fight Fundora. First, he's got to get past Fundora. We got to see what Errol Spence Jr. look like. I mean, do we have anything left? Does he still got that drive for boxing to be the best at 154? I think he talked about retirement, which is not good. He talked about retiring after fighting Fundora, right? So, you know, we got to see what's up with Errol Spence Jr., you know what I'm saying? Because he did see when you fight all those wars, you fight the top guys in your division, right? Those are wars, bro. He had wars. You know what I'm saying? Bud Crawford had Hill Brook when he was old. He fought easy fights. You know what I'm saying? He fought Sean Porter when had one foot out the door. You know what I'm saying? He didn't fight anybody when they were champions. You see what I'm saying? So it's different when you fight somebody who got something to lose. Like when Tank fight Ortiz this next time in the second fight, that fight is going to be better than the first fight because Ortiz really believes in himself now. You know what I'm saying? He's got something to lose. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they fight at 140. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they fight. Say what now?
I said all from beating up on Rolling?
Beating up on Rolling.
Yeah, because that's what we beat.
No, that first fight he fought with Tank was competitive, don't you think?
No, it was competitive, but you know, he still kind of, I mean, he lost, but yeah, it was competitive.
Yeah. And so now, if it was competitive back then, now Tank might knock him out this time because he hurt his hand in the fight and he had to box Ortiz. But Ortiz, I believe, has turned the corner as far as his drive, as far as, you know, being a champion. He got a belt now. When a fighter becomes a champion, they fight just a little bit harder. They fight just a little bit better. They believe in themselves. And I think that's going to show against Tank in the second fight. I think that's going to be a good ass fight. But I think Tank will knock him out because I think he's going to be pushing forward just a little bit harder. I think he's going to be, like trying to really get Tank up out of there. And that's going to open him up for Tank to go ahead and loom his ass. And I don't
So
think Tank can hurt
would
his
you want
hand
to
this
see
time.
Jaron Ennis against Danny Garcia? Would you want to see that fight? I would want to see that fight.
Who would say Danny Garcia and who?
Jaron Ennis, Boots.
Oh, hell yeah. That's why I think he should go up to 54 because he can build his name
Mhm.
on those old legends. He can build his name. If he could get Keith Thurman, bring his ass in, go ahead and knock his ass out so he can start getting notoriety. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Even though
so.
those guys are, yeah, they're a shadow
Why,
of
why,
themselves.
why,
You know what
why
I'm
you
saying?
Poole really want Keith up out of here? You want Keith and you want Tiafimo. Them my them my guilty pleasures.
What
Even though,
can you imagine? Can you
Mhm,
imagine this? Danny Garcia from
mhm,
Philly and Jaron Boots Ennis from Philly. That would
mhm.
be a huge fight.
It
That would
would.
be a
It would be a
huge,
big fight.
you know what I'm saying? Two Philadelphians, you know what I'm saying, going at it, bro. That
Mhm.
would, I don't know why. Danny Garcia wouldn't even spar with Jaron Boots Ennis. He wouldn't even spar with him. He already kind of like conceded that Boots is that dude. He's him. And I don't think Danny, I think Danny's looking for like little easy paydays. You know what I'm saying? Right now. He's looking for vulnerability. You know what I'm saying? He's talking now, he said he want to fight Errol Spence Jr. again. Now that would be a good fight. Danny Garcia said he want to fight Earl Spence Jr. He's looking for revenge for uh, his loss against Earl Spence Jr. at 147. So he said he want Earl Spence Jr. I'm like, bro, just because Terence Crawford beat him, don't mean you can do what Terence Crawford did, bro. And then now you're talking about Earl Spence Jr. up at 54, who's a lot more healthier, fighting at a better weight. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully he's staying close to 154. But he needs a coach. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, you don't know what to think because Roy Jones Jr. is not the best coach for Aerosmith Jr. That the styles don't even, what I'm saying? I don't think Roy Jones Jr. is the proper coach for Aerosmith Jr. I don't really know what he could teach him. You know what I'm saying? Aerosmith Jr. gonna be throwing the left hook all fucking night. You know what I'm saying? It's like what is Roy really? You can't really teach the speed or the footwork of Roy Jones Jr. You can't. That's a natural ability that Roy had. And then when he had Chris Eubanks, when Roy had Chris Eubanks looked horrible. He looked horrible, man. You know what I'm saying? Trying to leap and throw them punches and stuff. But he looked better under Bomac. You know what I'm saying? Bomac had 2 weeks with Chris Eubanks, and he looked great. You know what I'm saying? He looked like a whole different kind of fighter. So Bomac is probably a better coach than we give him credit for. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, fighters are starting to look good under Bomac. So I'll give him his credit where it's due. He says Brian Norman or Stannis or Kavalauskas. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Brian Norman Jr. is showing some good skills right now. You know what I'm saying? He's showing some really good skills. Now, he's not fighting no good names, no big names, but I think it was Gio, what's his name? Gio Cabarreri or something like that. He beat the shit out of that guy. You know what I'm saying? Brian Norman needs to keep stepping it up. I think Stanley Onis is just a head above Brian Norman Jr. That would be a good fight between those two, though. I would love to see them two go at it. You know what I'm saying? I think that would straighten him out. He needs some experience like that, a pressure fighter. Brian Norman Jr. seemed to do well under pressure, but none of those guys got the power of Stanionis. You know what I'm saying? Kavalauskas too. But Kavalauskas is a little long in the tooth right now. You know what I'm saying? He's kind of more of a journeyman type of fighter, but he definitely dangerous. He said Boots don't want to see Bud. Maybe not, because I mean he can't go to Bud with this rest on him. I mean he took a lot of shots, and I don't know if it's just he was willing to take that risk because of who he was fighting, right? I don't know if it was that. I don't know if it was the ring rust, or maybe it was the pressure of trying to getting a knockout in his hometown. You see what I'm saying? So if he fight Buzz, definitely don't fight in Philly. You know what I'm saying? For Boots, don't fight in Philly. Fight in Las Vegas, fight in the Barclays, fight anywhere but Philly, anywhere but Philly, because that'll be too much pressure. He's already. I don't think the big stage affect Boots much when it comes to anywhere else but Philly, because it's something about Philly that really makes him self conscious. You know what I'm saying? And we saw that last night. You know, because he tried too hard to get the knockout. He tried hard to get the knockout against Karen. And Karen, he looked kind of sloppy in that fight. You know what I'm saying? And Karen was a mover, you know what I'm saying, that was trying not to engage. And Boots couldn't cut the ring off on him, you know what I'm saying, to get the knockout. So, he's definitely got some growing to do. Definitely got some growing to do against different styles in this pro field. He said, let those guys or being or winner of Pac versus Barrios. Man, I really hope Pacquiao is not coming back, man. I don't want to see Pacquiao get hurt. Um, what do you think about Pacquiao coming back, KL? What you think about him coming back? He said excuses, excuses. He says Cash Crypto say. He says Charles. He said if Bull wanted to fight Boots, said he would have picked Boots instead of fighting Avenesyan. He says Buttercup stay capping. Well, I just think Bud don't want no smoke. You know what I'm saying? He don't want no smoke. Boots represents high risk, low reward. He don't have anything really to offer Bud Crawford. You know what I'm saying? Especially up at 154. Now, here's where things get a little iffy. Now, if Boots move up to 154, yeah, yeah, I would say Bud needs to fight him. But long as he stays at 147, there's no reason to fight Boots. Neither one of them. They're at 154. They're in a different weight class now. Now, would I want to see the fight? You damn Skippy. I wish Spence could fight Boots next. I wish Bud would fight Boots next. I would rather see that fight than this Madronov shit that he's fighting. You know what I'm saying? I would rather see that fight. That's more of an exciting fight. Bud versus Jaron Boots Ennis is one of the biggest fights in boxing that could be made, right? But because Bud got this weird sense of who he is and all this shit, he don't want to make the best fights. He want to make money. You know what I'm saying? So he's over there getting that Charles Sheik money. You know what I'm saying? So he's in with those guys now, and they're gonna set him up with some easy fights where he can make a lot of money. So why would you take a risk fighting this young gun that's gonna give you a hard time? You know what I'm saying? Somebody that you truly got to prepare for. So but I do think Crawford could beat Jaron Boots Ennis at this stage. You know what I'm saying? Jaron Boots Ennis is gonna have to get back his skill level. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna have to get back to where he was. That year off really hurt him. He says, Charles, if Bud okay, I read that. He said Boots' name never came up. Oh yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like we gotta stop underestimating Bud Crawford. You know what I'm saying? We really do. And that pains me to say. He says, Charles Thomas says, how did that excuse where Earl can't make 147? So how did that excuse when Earl can't make he already knew that. He just trolling. He said Bud make excuses to fight anybody but Boots. He's talking about fantasy fight. Boots gonna have to come up to 154 people. He's not going to go back down to 147. That gives Boots the advantage because Boots is actively fighting at 147. Bud is going to have to cut weight. He's concentrating on 154. He says Bud make excuses to fight anybody. Oh, I read that. He says, "Hey, Cash, Bud has incredible fight coming." I hear a lot of people say that. A lot of people are high on this Israel Mandronov guy. Um, I don't think he's that dynamic though. When you're talking about 10 fights, you know what I'm saying? Even if you win all 10 fights by knockout, that don't say much. You know what I'm saying about who he is. You know what I'm saying? Because Bud can move, Bud can do it all, right? So Bud got the experience on his side. Power don't mean much. You know what I'm saying? If you can't hit the target, if you don't have the hands, you know what I'm saying, the hand speed, you know what I'm saying, if you don't have the IQ. So I don't think it's gonna be a big deal. 10 fights, I just don't see it, y'all. I don't see it. He said Spence need to be at 160 or higher. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Ramen Carolyn Jones. That's what I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying? He might need to be a little higher. You know what I'm saying? Because, all that weight cut after all these years, it affects you, man. It affects you as you get older. Um, you know, I don't know. It's just something in the way Errol moves. It's like something different. He said Bud already is getting enough help with Snack and Victor Conte. You already know. He says, don't forget Janovic collapsed trying to make 160 at a weekend. Yeah, this weight thing is serious. You know what I'm saying? We thinking that these guys are like superheroes or something, but they're just human beings, right? You know what I'm saying? They got to still cut weight. They got to still put on a performance. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if you've been doing that for straight 10 years, give these men credit. I mean, Earl fought all the tough guys at welterweight. It's like I don't understand. It's like boxing fans don't understand. It's like when you've been in wars like that, it takes shit off of you. You know what I'm saying? When you fight easy fights, that's why these guys cherry pick. Why you think they cherry pick? So they don't put a lot of wear and tear and take years and fights off their body. You see what I'm saying? So y'all, one thing about hardcore boxing fans, they're very biased in the way they look and what they know and what they look at. You know what I'm saying? It's like Sugar Ray Leonard didn't accept the Marvin Hagler fight until after he had a tough ass fight with John the Beast Mugabe. That was a bloody ass fight, and that's when Sugar Ray fought Marvin after that fight because he knew that that fight took a lot out of Marvin. You see what I'm saying? So these fighters are smart. We got to, when we talk to each other, we need to talk to each other like we know boxing. Okay, stop gaslighting and all that bullshit because it don't work with boxing purists, right? Because we know boxing. We know when these fighters like to take fights. You know what I'm saying? He says Errol won't make it to the rematch that if he steps into the ring with Fundora. That's a possibility because we don't know what Errol got left. We don't know where his head at. He's looking for a trainer. He got a lot of uphill battles to climb right now. I wish he would have went to Ronnie Shields, somebody solid. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who's familiar with his style. You know what I'm saying? Because those Jamil and all those guys, you know what I'm saying? They're thumpers. They're methodical fighters. So I think he would have done well with Ronnie Shields instead of a Roy Jones, who's kind of like he's a fringe coach. You know what I'm saying? He's a coach that's out there on the fringe. He's really unproven. He said, I don't think that Bud would duck the rematch. There's an interview where Bud said they both just need to win their fights and stuff. So, who knows what Bud gonna do. Bud be all over the map. He be all over the map. He says, Boots messing around, talking about going to heavyweight some point in his career. Well, you know what I'm saying? We know once you go heavyweight shit, you can't come back. You know what I'm saying? Ask Roy Jones. We saw Roy Jones try that shit and got Falumaloon. He says, Errol's gonna beat Fundora in my opinion. It's gonna be hard for Errol, and I'm gonna tell you why. Fundora is an active fighter. Fundora is active. Let me say that again. Fundora is active, and he's been in a good hard fight with Tim Zoo. Now, Spence been out the ring for I don't know how long now. You know what I'm saying? This is gonna hurt Errol Spence Jr., especially with him not having a coach. You know what I'm saying? It's like Errol is just putting himself in positions to lose. He's putting himself in position to lose. I mean, he did what he did. He unified 147, but he's got to get his mind right into boxing, and him not taking a tune-up is really going to hurt him. Fundora is not a tune-up. You know what I'm saying? Fedora, with the long arms, he's 6'6". He's gonna go out there. It's gonna be like Lubin if Earl don't have his skill set with him. If he don't have his energy, if he don't have his conditioning, if he don't have none of that shit with him, his punch resistance ain't good. Fundora's gonna beat him if he don't have none of that stuff. If he goes in there and he's off, you know what I'm saying? He's rusty. You know what I'm saying? He's taking shots, silly shots that he don't have to take. Fundora is a damn solid professional. You know what I'm saying? And now he's got a little experience under his belt. You know what I'm saying? Because he done beat some good fighters at 154. So he's a credible opponent. And if he goes and if Errol Spence Jr. is slipping, if he ain't on top, if he's not sharp, if he's not on top of his game, he's gonna get his ass whooped. You know what I'm saying? But I think Earl is the better fighter, but he's got to bring his A game. He's gonna have to be on top of his shit. So right now, you know what I'm saying, we just gotta see. He's talking about retiring and shit if he lose that fight. So you know what I'm saying, we'll see. I mean, I'm still a Spence fan. That's my boy. You know what I'm saying? But he need to take care of himself. Go ahead and pay Derek James that damn money and get in the damn gym if that's what it takes. He said, I think it looks great against Fundora. He said he'll carry on a couple more fights after. Yeah, but he don't put his body through a lot. He don't put his body through a lot. He said Arizona paper chase. Yeah, probably. He start talking about when they talk about generational wealth and shit. You know what I'm saying? When they start talking about that shit, that's when they start looking like hell in the ring. He says, Shane Frazier, he says, 100, he says, if Errol Spence Jr. is strong and healthy at 154, he'll destroy. Yeah, yeah, if he's strong and healthy. He says, the Kegi, I agree. Um, Cash Script said a couple of years ago, Danny and Porter both said they are not fighting Boots. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I think Danny meant that shit. You know what I'm saying? But even though that would be a huge Philly fight, that would be a huge fight for Philly. You know what I'm saying? For the city of Philly, because there's two legends, said two where one's building a legend and the one's is a legend. So, you know what I'm saying, to have the two most popular fighters in that city fight, that'll be big. He said, Johnny Allison says if there's other guys that don't want to face Booth, he has to go. You know what I'm saying? So, he need to go up to 154 with that, man. It ain't nobody at 147. He said Danny don't want to pass the torch. Yeah, I hate this generation, man. They kind of pussy punk ass. Only rematch, but I would like to see. Now I would like to see Danny fight Errol Spence Jr. I would like to see that fight. He says Errol and Danny are on a cash out tour. Yep, could be. I don't know. I don't know about Errol, but until I see this next fight, then I'll know. When I see that Fundora fight, it'll let me know what I'm looking at. He said Boost would have those names on his resume, but those guys clearly ducked the smoke. I just think he came in at the end. He just came in once their time was over at that weight class. You just happened to get a generational talent that entered the time when these guys were pretty much done with 147. He says, look at 154 Fundora, Zoo, Ortiz, TBC, Abel Ramos, Mironov, um, Charlo, and on and on. They go, yeah, and if Boots go up there, shit, we talking about a whole golden age, man, of boxing. He says, Roy Jones Jr. makes sense to train Errol Spence Jr. for a blood rematch, not to teach Errol how to fight like him, but to teach him how to fight against an athletic guy like him. That makes a lot of sense to Kagan. That makes a lot of sense. But it hasn't been proven. I don't think Roy is proven to do that though, because his fundamentals were so fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's really proven that. You know what I'm saying? That he can convey those things. You know what I'm saying? He didn't improve Eubank's career. I forgot what that white guy that with the fast hands, I forgot what his name was, that he trained. He didn't go anywhere. So his fighters don't seem to do shit once he train them. He says, not to mention DSG, Danny Garcia is even the American dream. Um, he said Boots didn't respect uh, David Avenesyan power. He sure didn't. You know what I'm saying? But I think it was the Philly crowd that made him want to go out there and like just disregard David Avenesyan. And I think that gave David Avenesyan all the openings that he needed. And he took some shots, man. But it showed that Boots got a chin. He says Danny don't want the smoke pool. So he already said in many different, yeah. Yeah, I was like, this generation of fighters is just suck. You can't get behind them. They punk out. They punk out at times. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what's going on with this damn generation? You know what I'm saying? The fighters, they admit defeat before you even fight them. He says, Barrios gonna smash Pacquiao. Yeah, Barrios is getting better. Even though I didn't think he looked as skilled in his last fight as he did in the fight before that. Um, I hope Pacquiao just backs out of that fight. You know what I'm saying? I hope he backs out of that fight. Warriors need to stop fighting these. He needs to fight somebody who's active. I mean, I know that's a cash cow fight, but it'd be funny as hell if Pacquiao go out there and beat his ass. That would be funny as hell, y'all. If Manny Pacquiao come out there and he get on that juice and he go out there and knock out Mario Barrios, that would put him right back into the game. And he brings that crazy ass fan base from Singapore or the Philippines. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna all be, once again screaming in our ear about how great Manny Pacquiao is, and of course, all of the media is gonna jump on board on that shit. He said Boots got a some big potential fights at 154. Yeah, Bud, Ortiz, Zoo, Pandora, Danny Garcia. Yeah, you might as well forget Danny Garcia and Thurman. Kegi, you might as well forget that. Says not so fast, Shane. He says not so run, not so fast, Shane. Not so fast run boxing. I don't understand. He says Kegi exactly. Let's see. He says Pacquiao damn near 50. He's gonna hurt. He's gonna get hurt if he fights Barrio. Yeah, Barrio's pretty strong, pretty solid pro. He's a pretty solid guy. And I like his skill set too for when he does use it. Sometimes he forget his skill set. He says Marginov uh, does kind of fight like a poor version of Canelo, so it does make sense that he's looking to fight Canelo next. Huh? He's like, oh man, Canelo is about to fight. Who is that guy? He's about to fight Chris Eubanks Jr. Man, this shit is crazy. He says the kegi. He says Marinov don't fight anything like Canelo, bro. He said they're just hyping him up for when Bud and Neverly beat. Yeah, that's what I think, B Dog. That's what I think too. He said, "Fool, you might end up surprised, fam." He said this is going to be a tough fight for Bud. I don't think so. 10 fights. Come on, y'all. Come on now. You don't believe that. He says, Cash Crypto, how many times have you seen him? He said, I didn't say exact same, but I saw a number of fight of his. I don't think, if you're talking about Mirador, he said, you don't underestimate the importance of amateur background. He said, the guy Bud is fighting is highly decorated amateurs. Shit, that don't mean it's going to translate into the pros, though. Um, if he do beat Bud, we know that would shock the world. That would shock the world. But one thing about Bud is he's able to find other avenues to beat you. He's more crafty than I think this Meredroff guy is. You know what I'm saying? He can box this guy. You know what I'm saying? He can box this guy. He can make it a boring fight. You know what I'm saying? He don't have to engage this guy. Now, the one thing about Bud is we all know that if that guy goes out there and he gets a nice shot on Bud and hurt Bud, Bud's gonna want to get his shot back. And that could open him up to getting Falumaloom out there. But I think Buzz is he's got more experience. He's he's versatile. He's more versatile. I just think, 10 fights is not enough. I mean, he may have a great amateur pedigree. What's his name? Artrum. He had a great amateur pedigree. Shakur Stevenson was able to go out there and put the beats on him like he wasn't shit. And we know Crawford is a better boxer than Shakur Stevenson. So, I mean, I don't know what to tell y'all. I don't know why y'all thinking this guy is some kind of threat, you know. But just because y'all said that, I'm gonna go back and watch. I'm gonna go back and watch all his fights and see if I could see what y'all talking about. So Janabak did say he moved up to 168 to face Benavidez. That would be a good fight. That would be an excellent fight. So the Kegi said, I went and watched every fight I could find of his, watch how he trains. So he got some sneaky stuff, and if he catches, but it will get ugly. Well, we saw what Kavalauskas looked like when he smacked Bud, but he didn't have the other skills to stay consistent. And he got predictable. And you know what I'm saying? You can't be predictable against Bud Crawford once you get him hurt because he recovers fast. And you know what I'm saying? You're going to have to hit him with something that, he don't see. Once you get him hurt, you're going to have to stay on his ass, bro, because once he recovers, he fights even harder. that's when he hurts you and gets you up out of there. So, whoever hurts Bud, they're gonna have to be prepared to go balls to the wall. He says, the Keggy, he said, I went and watched every fight. I read that. Shane says, Cash Crypto Midroff definitely ain't gonna be an easy. Really, yeah, man. It's like I'm surprised to hear you guys say that. I'm really surprised to hear you guys say that. He says, I like how Bud fights, but I ain't a fan, so I ain't pumping Meredith up for him at all. John Ellis to say, he said, Meredith is an active modern day trip. Man, why is people, man, y'all tripping, man. Y'all tripping like a motherfucker. Y'all tripping. Y'all tripping. Cash Crypto say, he said the cake is possible if Bud Powell can hurt him. He said, but the guy got some real sneaky stuff he does, and he's thumping for real. So he definitely got power, but we don't know if that shit's gonna work, man, against Bud. Bud got distance control. You know what I'm saying? He can box, he can bang. I mean, come on, man. Say, what's going on, JB Sports in the building? What's going on, bro? What's going on? What's going on, Tets? What's happening? Eric R in the building. He says Arrows at his best would have issues with Fedora. Can't see him doing nothing good coming off another layoff with new trainer. That's what I was saying, E. That's what I was saying. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be iffy for EJ. He says, Cash, he says TBC is so locked into his training camp for Meldronov. He hasn't let any media in or done any interviews. Rocky 3, you know what I'm saying? He's serious. Well, he's going to have to lock in if this guy's good as y'all say he is. You know what I'm saying? Charles Young, what's going on, brother? What's happening with you? What's happening? He says, uh, let me go on to the next. He said, shit. He said, I want Bud to win, but I want to see the rematch with Errol. Yeah, most definitely. He says, David Avocado took a beating last night. Yeah, but he really showed a good showing, you know what I'm saying, as long as he could last. You know what I'm saying? Some people thought Boots was gonna get him out of there in 3 rounds. But he showed some umph in that damn fight. You know what I'm saying? He really showed some umph. He says, I could pick anybody versus Bud, not I can't pick anybody versus Bud, not even Jerron. You know what I'm saying? People believe in Bud these days. What's going on, Charles? What's happening?
What's going on, Pool? You been all right, bro?
Oh, yes, sir. Just working and trying to catch up.
Yeah.
You
Same
know what I'm
here.
saying? Just trying to catch up.
Hey,
You know what I'm
man.
saying?
David Avenesyan took a beating last night.
He sure did. Yeah. But he was supposed to, don't you think?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know what people expect. You expect that from. I know. I was reading some of the stuff on Twitter. It was, some of these so-called boxing. I'm gonna say these new age boxing fans, man. They so annoying because they up there tripping about the times that he got hit. I'm like, that's what you want to see.
Mm.
You know what I mean? You want to see that from a fighter. Like, can they take a good punch or not?
Hmm. Like you said, Bud is the Kagan says Bud is great at adapting to his opponent's style very quickly. He's gonna keep it tight and wait for Madronov to make his mistakes. Yeah, that's what he does, right?
Hmm.
So, I mean, don't be surprised if you get him out there in the first round. JB, hey, y'all laughing and shit, but
It's
this dude got 10
possible.
fights.
My man's only
He's
got
got
10
10 fights.
fights.
Yeah, in
Yeah,
the pro style. I ain't talking about that point shit in the amateurs where you can
Hmm.
run your hands, you know what I'm saying, and lay hands and miss punches and count as points and all that bullshit.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm talking, you know what I'm saying? This is the pros where you got to put the hurt. This is the hurt business.
And
So,
Crawford on
Bud
another
can,
level.
right. I mean, he's undisputed twice, man. I mean, got to get it to him.
Hmm.
JB, what's happening? What you got? What you think? They hyping this guy.
yeah.
Um,
I think he's gonna give him
Meldon.
problems, man. I think he's gonna give him problems, especially early on in that fight. He's very awkward. He's got great footwork. What's gonna probably be his downfall is he throw wide punches. Crawford gonna catch him with them little short shots, man. Probably later on in the fight when he kind of figure that style out. I think that he's got a very awkward style. It's hard to replicate in sparring. I don't think he's gonna have any kind of sparring partners that can replicate that style. 'Cause I watched this guy fight a couple of fights, and he's got a very unique style. So
I think it's gonna take Crawford a couple of rounds to figure that style out. But then I think, like I said, he throw a lot of wide shots. He jumps in lunges with a lot of shots. He gonna get caught with a little short shot by
Oh
Crawford.
yeah.
Maybe late. Probably Rob Crawford
Mm-hmm.
probably gonna stop him later on in that fight. But
Just
he gonna have problems early on though. That guy's strong, hitting you everywhere. Hitting you in the hips, hitting you to the body, hitting you on the arms. He's just a very physical fighter. He don't have like one punch knockout power, but he got them. He got what you call that thudding power, that punishing type of power. So he gonna give Crawford some problems early on. But I just think he kind of wild with his shots. He makes a lot of mistakes. I think once the fight goes on, he gets a little more tired. The mistakes gonna be a little bit more frequent, and I think Crawford gonna catch him with a shot. Maybe in between those wide shots, he's gonna catch him with one of them short, accurate shots. Probably get him up out of there.
How's his chin?
He got a good chin because he took some shots. Now he ain't got the thing with Crawford. Crawford's shots is very snappy shots. He catch you with shots you don't see. Crawford's probably master at punching with his opponent. When you throwing those wide shots, he's inside those wide shots with little short, accurate shots that you don't see. Them the shots that really do damage to you, them shots that you don't see.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for him to stop him second half of the fight.
Yeah.
But he's good. Don't let that record, that 10-0 record is like he kind of green. That ain't gonna be his problem. It's just his style. Like I say, he's kind of wide, and even though he's only had 10 fights, he's had such an extensive amateur background. He kind of like what Lomachenko did when he came out of amateurs. Lomachenko only need 14. Lomachenko didn't need like 15, 20 prospect level fights. Lomachenko got in there right off the bat, fought for world title in his third fight when he fought Gary Russell Jr. He fought Salido in his second fight. I think Majornov is out of that same mold. He didn't need no 20 prospect level fights. He was able to get in there right off the bat and fight top level competition. So we can't just look at he only had 10 fights. Look at who he fought. He's that guy he fought last time, Korbal. Korbal was a good fighter. He stopped him. Korbal can box. Korbal got that little Mayweather shoulder roll. He broke him down and stopped him. And he was undefeated. That was the fight that we went into. It was a 50-50 type of fight. So that guy's good, man. To me, he's the best champion at 154. I would favor Majornov over Fundora. And I don't know who else got a belt at 154. I would favor him over a lot of guys. I don't think he beat Crawford.
I gotta check this guy out, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think I went to his Instagram, but I got to watch his fights, man. Y'all got me.
Yeah, I gotta check him out.
Yeah, I don't know if he beat Tim Tszyu. Now, I don't know about Tim Tszyu. Now, him and Tim Tszyu, that'd be a good fight. Tim Tszyu, I think he was compromising the Fedora fight with the cut, but him and Tim Tszyu, that'd be a real good fight. Real good fight. Hard to call, too.
He said I watched every Majornov fight online. Said he's not got a chance unless Bud has gone down a lot since EJ fight. Oh man, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So y'all ask me how Bud struggle with one-legged and get dropped, less competition, anything can happen. You know what I'm saying? But look like Bud is revitalized, and that's kind of got me concerned. You know what I'm saying? If they're gonna have a second fight. I don't, you know what I'm saying? It looked like he hasn't lost a step at all. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking at the better be effect. You know what I'm saying? It's like these guys look like they're getting better and just as fast, closer to 40. And it's like something in the milk ain't fucking clean. He said these guys have fought at a higher weight than 154. He's naturally bigger than Bud. Said we don't even know if Bud punches are going to affect him. Oh, they're going to affect him.
Oh yeah,
because,
you know what too, Paul? You know, it's one thing we got to keep in mind too. Bud does have a clean lifestyle outside the ring, so that could probably be a positive on his end on why his longevity is lasting like this, because he, you know,
I don't care if you shit ginseng, bro. 37 is 37. 37 father time is father time. I don't care if you eat. I don't care if you eat carrots, nothing but carrots and cabbage and shit all year long, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Father time is father time. You know what I'm saying? So, they can miss it. I think it's snack. I do. You know what I'm saying? I really do. And I hate to be the conspiracy dude. He says, dude be switching too. He said, I ain't saying Buck can't win. I'm just saying it's a good fight. Y'all got me wanting to go check out what this dude be doing. You know what I'm saying? But you got to think about the caliber opponent too that he's fought. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you could beat a lot of foreigners. You could beat a lot. We talking about a guy with the classic American style. So we know that that's the best style. style do make fights, but we're talking about the one of the elites who know what he's doing in there. So to me, Bud, if he would have went to the Olympics, he probably would have won gold. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know how developed he was back then, but you know what I'm saying? I don't think that foreign style is going to win against but one of our very best boxers over here. So I'm always with the American, you know what I'm saying, no matter
Hmm.
what. I don't give a fuck about these foreigners like that. You know what I'm saying? I really don't. You know what I'm saying? He says
Yeah.
carrots, no doubt. I don't care, man. It's like I don't give a fuck how clean the lifestyle. I don't care, bro. I don't 30 when you get older,
Yeah,
bro, it's like, Floyd, he had to change his style. Even he's a health nut too. But he had to change his style. How come these other guys ain't slowing down? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And now it could be that they're not taking as many tough fights, but Floyd had a lot of tough fights that he had to battle his way through, so it slowed him down as he got older. That's let you know your resume ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? That lets you know
yeah,
that your resume ain't shit because you haven't been through no wars and shit. You haven't fought no guys. You didn't fight all the top guys that you should have fought. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
You fought guys at the end of their fucking careers and nobody could press you. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So the guys that go through the wars, they be wore down and shit as they get older.
Hmm.
Because, what I'm saying, they fought by attrition. They fought, sometimes they had to tough it out. They took more punches. You know what I'm saying? It's like they fought war. That should take time off of you as a fighter. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? When you cherry pick like Canelo, you can fight like Canelo. You know what I'm saying? You can last. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not fighting nobody that can get with you. You know what I'm saying? Sean Porter
Hmm.
got with Errol Spence Jr. He really dug deep. That motherfucker had 6 coaches. That motherfucker, he lifted all the weights in the gym. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
He ran all the miles just to put the first L on Errol. He didn't fight Bud Crawford like that. You know what I'm
Nope.
saying? He didn't go into military war mode. You know what I'm saying? So there's something missing from these fighters in this era. They can get up for a few fights. They can get up for a few fights, but then when it comes down to the nitty gritty, when it comes down to that eye of the tiger type shit, it's like that's when they fall off. I mean, even Errol. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the greatest fight that he's supposed to have, he should have been in that eye of the tiger moment. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And he's kind of let us down. So now, my expectations ain't there no more. I'm just
Yeah.
watching boxing. You know what I'm saying? I don't think these guys got that kind of grit. Now, they had it in the past, they have it for a moment, but they don't consistently have it. Now we don't know if they're just chasing bags. They just want to add a few more millions to what they've already collected, and they can't get motivated the way they was, you know what I'm saying, when before they started taking injuries and stuff. So,
Yeah.
you gotta fight
Spencer
through that.
already done already. His interview he
Right.
had, he was saying he only got one or two more fights. I was like, yeah, man. So you just about so you getting in the ring with Fundora to probably get like a last paycheck.
That's what I'm saying, man. So here we go again. We get hyped up for another Bud Crawford fight, and Errol don't have the motivation to be dedicated. Or let's say he goes out here and he gets his ass handed to him by Fundora because he has been active. Fundora is an active fighter, right?
Hmm.
And we know that when you're active, all your timing is there. You're more fluid. You know what I'm saying? Your confidence is up. He's just coming off a win from Tim Tszyu. So he's definitely going to be taking it to Errol Spence Jr. And if Errol Spence Jr. isn't everything he was before, he's going to take another L. I hate to
Yep.
say that, but if
Hmm.
he's healthy and he's putting in the work, he's with Blu-ray, building up his body again, and he start looking like that gorilla that fought Chris Algieri, if he could get back up to that point, because he did have a couple of car crashes. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? I don't know how much that affected him, but I think Earl said he wasn't the same. Not to make excuses prior to I mean, all he can do is show us what he got. That's all he
Hmm.
can do.
And
That's
even
all he
with
can do.
that, that's on him too, because I remember when he mentioned that he didn't go to physical therapy. Like that's real
Yeah, like that's a
irresponsible.
flex. Like that's a damn flex. The motherfucker got cataracts in his eyes and shit that he haven't dug out. It's like, bro, you are not Superman. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? You're not Iron Man, bro. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and get the work done. You know, because it only drags you down in the end. So I would hate to see EJ turn old overnight. Um, but it happens to all the great ones. You know what I'm saying? We've seen a lot of fighters, turn old overnight and just get their ass destroyed. So, but it is what it is. That's a part of boxing, and I'm gonna be watching it. I'm gonna be right here watching that shit. He said also Bud stays in that gym year round and lives clean. Says 36. He's 36 is possible extra. Going to still look fresh. Man,
Yeah,
he's the
another
first.
thing, another thing with Bud, he been out the ring for over a year. He haven't fought since the Earl Smith Jr. fight. As we seen last night with Boots, maybe he gonna have to work through some rustiness, and that's where Majanov, who's fought more recently, has his best chance to get Crawford out of there early in the first 4 or 5 rounds. Was once Crawford gets a rhythm, and once he knocks off the rust, which I imagine he'll probably do more toward the middle to the second half of that fight. I think that's when the danger zone gonna happen for Majanov. He start throwing those wide shots, he gonna get countered with a short shot by Crawford that he don't see, and that's gonna be the shot that probably takes over the momentum for Crawford and gets the stoppage. So that's one thing he got to worry about, man. That he's been out of the ring for over a year. He's got to worry about that in this fight here against a dangerous champion.
Well, one thing about it, if you throw wide shots against Crawford, he knows what to do with that. That's not something that he hasn't seen before. He saw it with Aegis Kavalauskas. He saw it with a lot of fighters that caught him with wide shots. So one thing about it, he's got experience with fighters that throw wide like that, and he's fast enough to catch you before you catch him. So your boy gonna have to have a chin, bro. If he's the type, if he's the type of fighter like Tank that can take a good shot and give a good shot, if he's willing to, those are the hardest fighters to beat. You know what I'm saying? They don't
Yeah.
last long in boxing. You know what I'm saying? Because that's like the Rocky Marciano type shit from the back in the day where they'll take a couple of your shots just to get off their power so they can connect. You know what I'm saying? Those are rare fighters. You don't see fighters fighting a lot like that no more, but they do exist. And I think that's the only way chance he has to win is to absorb Crawford power and be able to outlast him just to land his shots. And if he got that kind of power, I could see him hurting Bud Crawford. So you know what I'm saying? I can see that happening. You know what I'm saying? He's one of them old school type fighters that really durable, you know what I'm saying, and able to weather the storm before he can wear Crawford down before he wears down and get Crawford to slow down. And then he can destroy Crawford if he's like that, like y'all say. Like I said, I'm gonna go back and watch his films and
He's
see
kind of
what
like
he
Sean Porter. His style is similar to Sean Porter, but he's probably a little bit more. He probably just as reckless as Porter is. But Porter was so athletic, he was able to get away with that style. He's probably not as athletic as Porter, but he's probably a little bit stronger, has a little bit more power off his punches than Porter had. So it's going to be an interesting style. But I think his problem is he don't come in behind a jab. A lot of people try to compare him to Triple
he
G.
gonna get
One thing
fucked up.
Triple G had a jab. He wasn't just coming through the front door and
Bro,
just throwing shots. He came in behind the
did you
jabs. That's what he's going to have to do against Crawford.
did you just say he don't have a jab?
Measuring off.
You
Yeah,
just
he don't use the jab. He don't use the jab like
He's
a
gonna get
Triple G
fucked
did.
up.
That's going to be the problem.
He finna get fucked
Yeah.
up, bro. He's gonna get
Yeah.
fucked up bad. I'm talking about he ain't got no jab. He ain't got. Oh my god.
He need to be working on that for this fight. He got Joe Diaz as a
Oh
trainer who just
god.
trained Tim Bradley. So hopefully he can implement that jab. But you got to come in behind the jab. You just can't come
But
in.
see, that's
He
what
kind
I'm
of
talking
awkward. He able to
about.
get away
10
with it,
fights.
jumping in with those shots, lunging in with those shots. He's coming kind of awkward, so he's able to get his shots off. But he's not going to be able to get away with that with Crawford.
But that's what I'm saying. 10 fights and he don't have an established jab for the pros. Come on, bro. The
Nah.
jab is the easiest thing to score with. It's a distractor. You know what I'm saying? Once Crawford read if he knows where your punches are coming from, you're not going to be able to trick him with shit. If you ain't got no jab, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, you just took that out the game, right? You working on your jab. You don't have a pro jab yet. Okay. You know
Yeah,
what
he
I'm
just
saying?
kind of awkward though. He awkward because he throw punches from angles that you don't expect him to throw them shots from. He lunging in and he got good footwork. It's just a different style. It'll take you a while to figure it out, but he definitely got to establish that jab. I don't see the jab, him using his jab consistently in the Korobov fight, but he was able to get to Korobov. Korobov was a decent boxer from
Yeah,
Russia. He was Olympian.
Korobov is a
He was able to
weird
get to him.
ass fighter too. Korobov is a weird ass Awkward fighter too.
Yeah. He laid on the
Curveball,
ropes too much. He laid on the ropes too
and he got
much.
a little bit of power. That weird style, but at the same time, it's like once you get past, they little tricks, it's like they ain't got shit else. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's like once you get past that little, pull jab or uppercut, unique uppercut, or the way they throw that shit, it's like that's it. You know what I'm saying? They all out of ideas, and I just think
Yeah.
Bud is just one of those unique fighters, man. He's very not only is he athletic, but he can adapt. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody said in the comments. You know what I'm saying? He's very unique in what he does. So he's a born fighter. He can make up shit. He's creative. So he
Yeah,
can
you're gonna
throw.
see Bud using the jab in this fight. Bud got a good jab. I think he got the reach advantage, even though he's fighting a guy that's
But
bigger than him.
if he throws with Bud, that's going to be his opportunity. If he throws with Bud, if you catch Bud throwing, and I know Bud got that long ass reach, but if he can time Bud, and he got that kind of power, if he got that one punch knockout power, you know what I'm saying? I've seen Bud hurt to the body too before. And he can stay on Bud, then he'll have a chance to beat him. You know what I'm saying? But I don't have no faith in this guy. 10 fights is not impressive to me. I think he's gonna need more experience, you know. He said he's got a decent jab. Says, oh, okay. Cash Crypto say he got a decent jab. He
He
says
got a
he
decent
goes.
jab, but he don't use it all the time. He got a jab when he want to, but it's not consistent with it. He get to jumping in with them shots. He like to jump in with them hook shots. He like to jump in from a distance, kind of like what Hackett was doing with Dobson last
Oh
night,
my
jumping
God!
in, lunging in with them hooks and stuff like that. Crawford could step to the right and counter him, man, with a we try lunging with them left hooks and step to the right and catch him with a straight right hand and
That
probably
kind of
sleep
sound
him real
like
quick.
Oscar De La Hoya when he was training with Mayweather dad. You know what I'm saying? He had a decent jab, but he stopped using it in fights. You know what I'm saying? Stopped going with his hook. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Yep,
when the
yep.
fight got hot, he forget to use his jab. I'm like, bro, your jab is beautiful. You know what I'm saying? I guess because he lost against Trinidad, he lost faith in boxing, his
Yep.
opponent. Because he
He was
lost.
doing good in the Mayweather fight before he stopped using his jab. He was winning. He was winning the Mayweather fight. He stopped using the jab. I think Floyd was countering the jab, so that made him put his jab in his pocket, and that's why Floyd took over the fight in the second half of the fight, as he was down early in that fight with De La Hoya, because De
Yeah,
La Hoya was
because
establishing the jab.
if he would have stayed aggressive, he would have won that fight. But Floyd counterpunching was too good, man. I think it
Yep.
was getting to him. And if he would have did what he did in the first round, just jumped on Floyd and was just throwing, and kind of like your boy Madonna was doing. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know how the hell Madonna kept up that rate that he was doing. I just thought he kept up like a flyweight
Oh yeah, you talking
ability.
about in the first fight with Mayweather? Yeah, he kept up a
You know
big.
what I'm
Yeah, he
saying?
got a big pace. He kept up a fast breakneck pace, like you were saying. And
Yeah.
Floyd was doing up a counter and staying on the ropes, basically trying to counter him. He was able to kind of take
But
over
he
in the second half of that fight, but he gave him a lot of problems, especially early on.
but he was able to
To
keep
work
it
with.
up though. That's what I was surprised by. He was able to round after round. He just kept throwing. Then he'll throw that overhead shit and hit Floyd in the top of the head. And I was like, God
Yeah.
damn. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
he
saying?
was. Yeah, he was like you said. He was crazy with that overhand shot because he'll get close to you like he finna throw a body shot. He'll come over the top with that overhand right, catch you right up top of your head with that shot. He was good at that.
Mhm.
That was one of his
And
best
he had
shots,
power.
Madonna.
And he had power with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
those Argentinians are like Saiyans and shit. They're like Saiyans of boxing and shit. Like Goku and Vegeta. They the damn Saiyans of boxing and shit. Cause they always come in top shape. They always come with some weird ass style, and they always have a lot of stamina. You know what I'm saying? And I think the person that beat Bud, if this guy's gonna beat him, he better have some stamina, and he better have a goddamn plan B. You know what I'm saying? Because once he gets figured out, you know what I'm saying, he's gonna have to do something different. He says Bud been caught by hooks by many guys who ain't punching like Mildred. Yeah, but power don't mean much in boxing if you can't connect. To Uberstand, yeah. No. I'm talking about what is Madonna? He's from
Hmm?
what's what wait, he's one of those not Armenians, South America. What is it?
So
What's
imagine
the name?
off.
Yeah, him and
So now you know from over there, where Pakistan, maybe Eastern European, maybe over there
no,
where Triple G from, maybe
no,
I don't
no,
know.
No, he's from Argentina. Argentina. He's from
Oh, you talking
Argentina.
about
Oh,
Marginal?
oh, you talk about Marginov. I'm
Oh, you
talking
talking about
about
Madonna?
Madonna. I was talking about Madonna.
Oh, Madonna, yeah. You
Yeah, I
know, a
was
fight
talking
we didn't, we wanted to see. They kept
about
talking. I wanted to see that Madonna Matisse fight though. Both of them from Argentina. That's a fight that we didn't get. That would have been a barn burner. I think Madonna would have
oh
got him,
yeah.
but that'd have been a good fight. Him and Matisse. Matisse.
I mean, you saw Madonna brother fight, right? I mean, uh, he's not as good as his brother, but I mean, I think he just needs some more experience. You know what I'm saying? He looked just like his goddamn brother. I mean, it makes sense they're brothers, but you know what I'm saying? It's good to see some Argentinians still in boxing, you know what I'm saying? Because they really change everything, you know what I'm saying? Because there's some tough ass dudes, there's some really tough ass guys, you know.
Yep.
But, but
He
Speaking
man,
fought Mario
of
Barrios,
them,
didn't
what
he? He
happened
fought
to
Barrios.
Castano?
Yeah,
who?
Castano. Yeah, he retired after the rematch with Charlo. I don't know what happened. I guess he retired.
Damn, man,
Yeah,
because he
I
was
was just like,
good.
man, but he was fighting his ass off. I want to see him and Arrow mix it up again because, of course, he beat Arrow in the amateurs, right? So I wanted to see them rekindle that. So I thought that would have
Hmm.
might have been a good fight at 154. I don't know how old Castano is, but if he was able to beat EJ in the amateurs, that would have been a good backstory. You know what I'm saying, for them to get in the ring, especially with him giving Jamil a hard fight. You know what I'm saying, a good
Yeah,
fight. You know what I'm saying. I would have paid money to see that. Because
yeah,
Castano, he could fight his ass off, bro. I
yeah.
mean,
I want to see him against Tim Zoo and Fundora. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Erickson
I
Luba.
mean,
There's a lot of fights out there from Erickson Luba, Jesus Ramos. They got a lot of good fights out there for Castano. I don't know why he left it alone. I don't know.
Yeah, man,
I
because he was
mean,
pretty
maybe the
good, man.
money, like I say, man, when these fighters make that money, it's gonna make you or break you. You know what I'm saying? Once they make a good amount of change, you know what I'm saying? We'll see what you're gonna do. We'll see what you're gonna do once you make that money. And I damn sure hate that Aerosmith Jr. camp broke down after that big fight. See, anytime I don't know what it is with us, but when black people make a lot of money, man, it's just like we start getting funny than a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? It's like once we make a lot of a good chunk, somebody hit the lottery or hit the dog track and shit. And, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like all of a sudden, we change and shit. It's like, if I mean, hopefully they can make an agreement. I don't know. I look like the relationship is kind of done, and
Yeah.
EJ already looking for another trainer. I
Is
hope.
it gonna be Roy Jones? I heard that
I,
we went over there and worked with Roy Jones
not
over
really.
there in Florida for us a couple of days.
Now the
I
Kegi
hope he
made
gonna
a
use him.
the Kegi made a good point though. He said that Roy could teach him how to fight against an athletic fighter. And if anybody would know something like that, Roy Jones Jr. would know. You know what I'm saying? How to fight an athletic fighter. Not a lot of people knows how to guard against that. Somebody who got that, that ability, how to, what I'm saying, build a defense against that. Roy Jones Jr. would know something like that. But other than that, his fundamentals is not there. He's not good at fighting a methodical fighter like Aerosmith Jr., somebody who fights behind the jab, what I'm saying, and fights in a methodical way. You know what I'm saying? I just don't see how that's gonna work, what I'm saying, between those two, you know. And then it takes a couple of fights. It takes a couple of fights for you to jive with, what I'm saying, your coach. So, it takes more than one fight. It's gonna be kind of ugly. He says Bosey would be a good pick, but that would be a conflict of interest. You know what I'm saying? Bosey would be a good pick, plus he's sparring with Boots. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want Earl Smith Jr. to spar with Boots. He's a possible opponent. You know
Yeah,
what
oh
I'm saying?
Bozo. Yeah, I saw Shakur talking with Bozo at that fight, man. Shakur might be getting Bozo over there in his corner with his grandfather, man. I heard him tell Bozo, yeah, we gonna talk about it. We gonna talk when he was talking with Eddie Hearn. I'm like, oh, okay. He might get a
Man,
lot of people saying he might need another set of eyes over in his corner with his grandfather. They was beefing in this last fight, so maybe they bring Bozo in over there.
nah, I doubt it. His grandfather was telling him some good shit. He just didn't want to hear it. He was so busy worried about showing out in front of the New Jersey crowd. And see that's what I was talking about, that hometown pressure. I think it was Regis. Regis was talking about hometown pressure, how it affected him and
Hmm.
his ability to train and being around your friends and family, having them bothering you during training camp, and people wanting tickets and shit like that. So it's tough. His grandfather was telling him
Mm-hmm.
to jab, and he was telling him how to get him out of there. And yeah, he was telling him to let his hand go, and he, Shakur was doing his brat thing. I'm gonna stop him. I'm gonna stop him. And it's like, bro, what I'm saying? Listen to your granddaddy. I always listen to your coach. And a lot of these fighters, they got that arrogance where they just want to do it on their own, and go out there and forget about their training. Forget about, what I'm saying, they want to just make up some shit and go out there and do what they want to do. And when they telling you, man, all you have to do is this or that, and they just disregard that shit because they're in the heat of the moment, you know. He says,
Yep, yep.
Grandpa knows he needs to please the crowd. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to get him there, but you know, once you get a little young motherfucker halfway there, they want to take over. You
Mm-hmm.
know, they want to take over. The arrogance come in. He wants to say a part of these guys want to do it on their own, like Errol Spence Jr. He never went back to Blu-ray when he should have. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody was giving Blu-ray all this credit, for, part of his wins, but he wanted to show that he was the man. He wanted to show that it was all him. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, bro, you know what I'm saying? If you got a winning formula, if you got something that works, you know what I'm saying? Don't
Mm-hmm.
don't don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up. Keep going with what works. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah.
the ego is a terrible thing. You know what I'm saying? It could hurt you. It could get you beat in the ring. It could get you beat up. And we seeing a lot of fighters make this cardinal sin, arrogance. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We seeing a lot of it, a lot of it. You know what I'm saying? And that's like the easiest thing to evade just by listening to your coach. He says,
You know what I think about
because
two
it's the
pull?
best. Mm-hmm.
I always
Say
think
what now?
about Spence versus Porter. Porter, if Spence would have worked with Blu-ray for that Porter fight, it might not have went all 12.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And see, Errol strikes me as kind of a lazy dude too. You know what I'm saying? Because Blu-ray gave him the blueprint to keep himself up. You know what I'm saying? And him being
Mm-hmm.
in Dallas, he should have moved out of Dallas, I believe. Because Dallas, being around all your friends, being around all your family, what I'm saying? You can't cut off, what I'm saying, all those connections. Being around your
Mm-hmm.
sister, what I'm saying, driving around. No, go cut yourself off. Go out, go to the I forgot what that facility called out there in Las Vegas and train yourself up. Cut off all ties and just focus on fighting. And
Mm-hmm.
we would have seen a lot better EJ. He just had too many distractions. Too many distractions. You know,
Yeah. You know what I
he
think? I
just had.
think Spence. I think Spence, yeah, he got too much distraction. But I think once he go up to 154, he's gonna be a little bit better, man. I just think he stayed at 147 too long. He tried to make the fans happy and get the Crawford fight in, but due to the, like I say, the accidents and the inactivity, and his body just not responding to going back down to 147. He was really easy work for Crawford. I'm not saying he would have beat Crawford even at his best, but it would have been a way better fight than it turned out to be. So I think him going up
Mm-hmm.
to 154, I think it's going to be better off for him. Fedora is a good fighter, but he got a lot of holes in his game. He go to the body and work on that thin frame of Fedora. And Fedora don't use his height either. For somebody that tall, he don't use his height well. Kind of remind me of Paul Williams. So it's gonna be some opportunities for Spence to get a win in that fight, man. Land his shot, set up the jab, close distance, go to the body and break this guy down and maybe get a stoppage in the second half of that fight, man. I would be a bit surprised if that happens.
Mm.
I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm gonna make the prediction right now. If if Errol goes out here and he KOs Fundora, we're not gonna see that Bud fight.
Mm.
If
You think he
Errol
gonna
goes out
retire?
here, no, no, not EJ. If EJ goes out here and under this Blu-ray training, you know what I'm saying, and he goes out there and he looks fantastic, and he goes out there and he just looks like his old dominant self. I don't think Bud gonna take that fight. not at no 154. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he'll take that fight because I think he understands that he caught EJ at a disadvantage and he don't have that advantage anymore. I don't think he's gonna fuck with EJ. You know what I'm
Yeah, that's
saying?
gonna
Not
change up his whole legacy. Yeah, you're right. That's gonna change his legacy
I
for the
don't think
first
he'll
time.
fuck with EJ. You know what I'm saying? Because now, because I just think he cherry picks. You know what I'm saying? He's smart. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. Blu-ray was definitely keeping EJ in the game, bro. On top of his talent, you know what I'm saying, and his style. You know what I'm saying? Now if EJ comes out there looking like a fucking bulldozer again, and he's looking like he did against Chris Algieri or some shit like that, which is a stretch. Now this is a stretch. But if he 154 is doing him some good and he's able to really tap into some power, more power from having that extra weight and not having to cut that weight, we're not gonna see that fight. Shit, he
Hmm.
wouldn't fight. He wouldn't fight Boots. He won't fight Boots. He don't want that kind of competition. He just want to win undisputed. And right now, it look like they're gonna the way they taking the belts away. Like they took the WBO from Fundora, right? That was some bullshit.
Yeah, the
That was some
WBO.
bullshit
Yeah.
Yeah, the
because
WB. Yeah, it was.
and they took it away from him because of Spence. It's giving Spence the possibility to become a unified champion just from one fight. If he beats
Mm,
Fundora, he would be a unified champion, right? So they were like,
yeah.
Yeah.
hell no. They're like, hell to the no. You know
Oh,
what I'm saying?
you right. You got a good point. Cause I don't know why they did that. Cause Crawford got another fight. He didn't. He could have just waited, and maybe I could see them doing that. But Crawford got a fight with Maginot. So why would you take the belts from Fandor when Crawford already got a fight lined up with another champion in another organization? That didn't make no sense for
Yeah.
them to strip Fandor of that
Mm,
WBO belt.
So there's like a lot of strategic maneuvering going on behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? It was no reason just because Bud wanted to fight him. Why would you take a champion belt who earned it in the ring, right? Why would you
right.
take that belt from him just because somebody wanted to fight him? You know
He's
what I'm saying?
sanctioning bodies, man.
Right. And he moved on anyway to fight Madrinoff, right? So,
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying? Because they're gonna make their money with EJ anyway. You know what I'm saying? Bud don't sell no fucking pay-per-views.
Hmm.
Yep. We got
He
to.
don't sell shit. EJ
Yep.
sell. So they're gonna make the WBO is gonna make more money under a fight with Aerosmith Jr. and Fundora than Bud and Fundora. So what are they doing? Because they're looking at they're looking at that Arab money. See, they're looking at
Yeah.
that Arab money. And so they're figuring that that man got all that money, and they would make probably a big fight with Fundora over there at the Ria arena, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that
Rebound
all
season. Yeah.
so all roads lead to Alashik. You know what I'm saying? So but EJ isn't in that mix. I think the PBC is starting to try to form a relationship with those guys, but they're
Yeah.
Yeah, they
not
got
as
a lot of their
they're not,
fighters on their August 3rd card. They got a lot of their fighters: Pitbull, David Morrell, uh, Rayo. They got a lot of their fighters on that card, so they starting to do business with them.
Oh yeah.
And they
Yep.
might be
Yep.
involved. Say we do Canelo versus Crawford, they probably be involved in that fight with Turkey Alashiki. They're probably because they basically working with Canelo, so they'll probably be involved in that fight. So yeah,
mm,
hey, a lot of them
yeah,
promoters are trying to get with him, man, because he wants to put on the top level fight. So I ain't mad at him for that.
The press got that oil money, man. So everybody trying to get it.
Yep, yep,
exactly.
exactly.
So they
It'd be
so
interesting
they
to see
they
what type of numbers Crawford do against Maginot. That's gonna be a pay-per-view fight, but the card is real loaded, so ain't no reason, ain't no justification for that fight doing 100,000, 150,000. That card is loaded. You
well
got not only got Crawford and Maginot, you got Pitbull and Ray you got David Morrell, you got Big Baby Anderson against Bacoli. That card is
Hmm.
loaded. So if
Yep.
they don't do at least 250,000 somewhere in there above, that lets you know that Crawford really ain't no draw, man. We loading the card up for you. You gonna get the credit because you the main event, even though you got some other
but one
attractions on there with
thing
Pitbull and his fans.
one thing about it is anytime you got a white fighter like Maginov, especially if he beat Bud Crawford, can you imagine? It's going to bring a lot of white fans to boxing, right?
Hmm.
So
Yep.
imagine because white people don't really want to see, black on black fighters. They want to see somebody that look like them going out there knocking black people out, right? That's
Yeah,
that's why
that's true.
Tyson Fury. That's why Tyson Fury was so popular in America, right?
Mhm.
Even though Wilder is American, you know what I'm saying? They was with Tyson Fury because they want to see somebody like them. Somebody he's 6'9", he's got the advantage. He got what 83-inch fucking reach. You know what I'm saying? You got Andre the Giant, you know what I'm saying, fighting against, some little black guy, right? So
Yep.
with this, I think this will bring more white people in, right? Fighting Mandarin, especially if he can go in there and give Bud Crawford a good fight. Um,
Mhm.
so right now, what I'm saying, boxing is trying to reach another audience. They're not trying to mess with the the hardcore fans like that. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to reach for a broader audience. You know what I'm saying? And the more foreign white people, just like they did in basketball. You remember they stopped bringing in all those foreign white fighters, white basketball players,
Mhm.
um,
Yeah, from overseas.
jump,
Yeah.
yeah, jump
Yep.
shooters, and they do it in everything to try to bring in a broader audience. And one thing about white people, they support their fighters. I mean, they support their people, just like Catlin, what's her
Clark.
name?
Caitlin Clark. Yeah, Caitlin
Yeah,
Clark.
Caitlin
Yeah.
Clark. Yeah, just like
Yeah, we're
Caitlin
gonna see
Clark.
how they do that rookie of the year if they give it to her over Angel Reese, because I think Angel Reese actually having a better season. We're gonna see
Yeah.
how they do that. If it's close, they're gonna definitely give it to Caitlin. It ain't gotta be close. If it's any kind of argument, they're gonna give it to Caitlin Clark over Angel Reese.
Yeah,
They
but
just
but
do
they
that
Mhm.
got the,
based on the
but they
numbers.
got their but they got their Magic Johnson and Larry Bird.
Oh
You know what
yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah.
saying?
Them two gonna care. That's why they should put both of them on the Olympic team. That was stupid. You put both of them. They talking about put Caitlin Clark on there. You put Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Get Tarazi. She done been in about 50 Olympics. She got a gold medal. Take her off and with one of them other girls that's down maybe 10th or 11th and take them off and put Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. You have some people watching the U.S. Women's team in the Olympics. So right now, ain't nobody gonna be watching. They're gonna be watching the men Olympics team. They're gonna be watching the track and field, the women gymnastics, and the swimming. They ain't finna watch. They gonna put the women's team. They gonna put them on USA channel or something. They ain't gonna be on no NBC. They gonna put their ass on Peacock or somebody on one of them channels. You
But
could have
see,
been
that's
on
the
on,
problem.
on NBC with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. They'd have had them on prime time.
But see, that's the problem with these agenda pushing because they'll get behind one person. Obviously, the media and the system is behind him and behind that person, and they'll ignore the other, right? And that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's talking about, how biased everybody is against Caitlyn. No, she's making the most money. You know what I'm saying? She's bringing all this attention to, saying the league just because she's white in a predominantly black league. You see what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
that's the problem. Why not have the best players go instead of, what I'm saying, just picking out one and trying to make that person the Michael Jordan of the league. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
and she's not even the best player in the league. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she broke
Yeah,
some records, but shit,
she
you
might
know what I'm
not be the
saying?
best player on her own team, really. It might be
Right.
that girl Boston. That girl Boston, South Carolina. She nice.
And those people, those veterans that been on that team feel some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Because before she came, they didn't get any shine. You know what I'm saying? They're not getting paid the contract money that she's getting paid.
Yeah.
So they feel some kind of way about that shit. So when she gets in the scuffles and shit, they're not coming over there to run to help her ass. You know what I'm saying? It's like shit. I'm making $75,000 a damn season. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even making a fraction of what this lady is making. And she haven't done half the shit I've done in this league. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So, so when the system get behind, just like Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia been able to get away with a whole load of bullshit just because they want to make him a star. You know what I'm saying? Just because they want to make him a star. He done got so ratchet and he done got so radioactive that nobody can really touch him right now because he said the N word, right? But look how he's able to get away. Anybody else would have been canceled by now. You know what I'm saying? Anybody else would have been canceled. But because
Facts.
he is who he is and the system is behind him, they're gonna downplay everything he does. You know what I'm saying? If it's just ridiculous. You said Turkey or a Muslim said he's definitely want the Muslim guy to win. He says, Pool, you seen that of Avert they made. Oh, that advertisement they made for Bud. Oh yeah, I saw that shit.
Oh
Yeah, I
yeah, that
saw.
joint was
Oh
cold,
yeah.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah, imagine now B Crawford, he gonna be the next Triple G. They gonna really pump him up, man. They gonna really pump this guy up. Like I say, Turkey
Hmm.
is behind him. His promoter Eddie Hearn is the lead promoter of that card on August 3rd. So yeah, they gonna pump him up like Triple G. Then you start hearing his name, like, oh, maybe he fight Canelo, or maybe he can fight Tim Zoo and all. They gonna be, oh yeah, it's gonna be crazy if he pull his upset. They gonna really pump him up.
Hmm.
man. Shit, I'm gonna pump him up if he pull this upset shit. God
Yeah.
damn it, if he pull, I'm gonna pump him up too. I'm like, God damn. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, JTV? What's going on? He says, got some black people for not supporting each other. Got blame black people for not supporting. And that's just the way we was raised. We was just programmed that way, to love white people. You know what I'm saying? We love white people. You know what I'm saying? I hate to say it. I hate to tell y'all, we love them, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like we love them, baby. You know what I'm saying? We will put down our people because we got so much ignorance that we see. Because we're in proximity to other all blacks, so we see so much of the bad side. You know what I'm saying? And we're not around enough of the Negroes that live in the gated communities, right? We
Hmm.
don't see enough of them. Like back in the '60s, we lived with the doctors and lawyers. They had to live because of the home codes that blacks wasn't allowed to live around whites like that. So we lived around a lot of the doctors. We lived a lot of, so we was able to see the good side. We was able to see the educated, see our brightest. But now since these motherfuckers are able to dip out and go live in gated communities and have their own little enclaves, we don't get to see the best of us anymore. All we see is the ratchet, what I'm saying, the little babies and the you know what I'm saying, the Lil Waynes and of the world and all these little ratchet ass Sukahanas, and that's all we see now. We see the ignorance. What I'm saying? That's what they're pushing. You know what I'm saying? That's what they push on TV. Those are the images. They're just destroying our image. In the movies, every black man is gay. You know what I'm saying? Everything is gay, gay, gay. Everything is woman over black men. You know what I'm saying? So that's what they're promoting. You know what I'm saying? So, we see it in everything. We see it in sports. You know what I'm saying? We see everything that's going on. Lil Nas X pregnant. I was so upset by that shit, man. I couldn't tell you, bro. I was madder than a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? When I
See that?
seen him pregnant, sitting up there with his damn stomach, with a damn dress on and shit. I was like, what kind of shit is this? You
Yeah,
know?
man, it's different, man. Nowadays, man,
Yeah, that's
Mm-mm.
crazy.
it's
That's
different,
crazy.
man.
That's
Yeah, they be
crazy.
doing it bad. You go on TikTok and see niggas wearing dresses and
Yeah,
stuff, and necklaces like women, like diamond necklaces. I was like, man, this is horrible. This is horrible.
it
You know what I'm
is.
saying? But
Yeah.
And
but
then
we,
they trying to throw it in kids stuff too, man. Like the kid, like they trying to push it on kids now.
yeah, the cartoons. You got, the
Yeah, man.
cartoons is laced with all that stuff. So, it's like it's gonna be a rough next 10 years, to see what else they're gonna come up with. You know what I'm saying? And now they shutting everybody down. You can't say nothing back. Or, they're gonna get rid of you. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna shut you
Hmm.
down. See, I'm glad that I ain't got no social media. You got something, you on YouTube. Shit, shit, how the
Yeah,
hell
you're on social media now. What I'm saying, what you think you own? This ain't no social media you own. You contradicting
like,
yourself with
God
that statement.
damn, Cash Crypto told me he glad he ain't got no social media. Shit, yeah. Shit. A lot of us can't talk to each other if we didn't have it. And say you can't get a nigga
Yeah,
to
yeah.
call you. People don't answer no damn numbers that they recognize. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's your damn family member, they call from a different phone, nigga. That's your ass. If something go down and they had to use another phone, shit, it ain't nobody answering the phone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They see that number, motherfuckers think that's a creditor. They're like, hell no, somebody trying to get some money back. Mm-mm. Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
But it said WC's banned him. Yeah, yeah, they banned him for life, but shit, look what he had to do, Johnny.
Hmm.
Look what he had to do. He had to go out. He had to go say the N word, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's
Has he
ridiculous.
finally went to rehab yet? Because he keeps saying he went to rehab, but he's still out here posting and saying stuff. But he said something about Candace Owens, I think, today about her. He love her. Something like, man, take your ass to rehab, man. What you
Yeah.
said you going to rehab like last week, and you still out here posting. I think that was just a publicity stunt. He's still out here. He need to go to rehab, man. Get himself together. He obviously got a drinking problem. He's an alcoholic. You know, he's got an anger management problem. He need to go down there and get himself together, man, and get away from all this social media, all this. They call Shakur Stevenson, Shakur Tweederson. He ain't got nothing on Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia is the king of tweeting and trolling. He need to get his ass to rehab.
Well,
Get
for a
Yeah,
himself
he
grown
together,
said
get
the
his
ass,
life
N
together.
word and they swept under the rug like he ain't said nothing.
he is like one of the silliest, most immature men I've ever seen in my life. You know what I'm saying? He thinks like a 16-year-old child. He thinks like a high school boy. You know, the way he jokes around, the way he come at grown ass people, you know what I'm saying? He comes from a very immature place. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it's really disturbing to see the arrested development that's in Ryan Garcia. You know what I'm saying? It's really disturbing. You know, he acts like a teenager. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And I'm just like, man, if you don't shut up, bro, you know what I'm saying? If you don't shut, you're a grown ass man talking, like you're 15, over talking people and trying to drown out people. I'm like, man, I'm so tired of that on this social media. It is ridiculous. I be listening. That's why I don't be going to other channels because niggas be arguing like that. They be talking over you. It's like, bro, what is the purpose of that shit? But to just annoy you. It's like, why can't you have a conversation and a disagreement? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of trying to over talk a nigga because you want to seem like you dominant. No, it makes you look like a hoe. You know what I'm saying? To me, makes you look like a pussy and stuff because you're trying to drown out somebody else's point. You don't want them to come back and counter what you're saying. I don't know, man. I just can't get with this new generation way of speaking. I be listening to them argue on TikTok, boxing, they just talk all over each other and they start insulting you just because they don't like a fighter or like what you're saying or you hating and they feel like they got to get some kind of revenge for the fighter. It's like, bro, them fighters don't know who you are. These
Yeah.
fighters don't know you. It's like, what are you so passionate? I mean, I understand passion about, liking your fighter, but not to the point where you're going to insult somebody, to a certain point, right? You know what I'm saying? Calling them all kind of names and stuff, bro. I'm like, man, maybe I'm just older now. You know what I'm saying? It's like, 'cause I used to go back and forth during the Mayweather era. But now I just don't have the energy for that shit, bro. I'm just like, I don't have
Yeah.
time. I got too busy, man. Trying to make money and shit. It's like it just seemed entertaining to me, just to speak about the sport. You know what I'm saying? In an intelligent way. That's all.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Speaking of Mayweather, man, I seen this. He got a fight coming up. I was watching the Jaron Boots Ennis fight. They was putting the schedule up. They had him coming up fighting Gotti the third, August 24th. I'm like, damn, when that fight got announced, man, Mayweather, man, he loved doing them exhibitions. I guess they paying him good money, man. It's like, man, you fighting a guy he only famous because he's the son of a mob boss. It's like, what is it?
Oh
What's
yeah.
the purpose of
You remember
that fight? Yeah,
you
that fight
remember the
coming up in
last
about 3 weeks. That's about 3 weeks after the Crawford card. He fighting August 24th on. I think it's on the zone. I think it's probably gonna be on pay per view because Mayweather ain't fighting on no regular streaming app. He definitely that fight definitely gonna be on pay per view. But that's crazy. They had the first
Don't
fight,
nobody
which
want to
ended
see
up in
that.
a yeah, the first fight ended up with the referee stopped it and they ended up fighting after the fight and damn near riots broke out in an arena and they finna do a rematch. That's crazy. That's crazy.
well, you
That is
remember the
crazy.
last fight they had everybody jumped into the ring when he
Yeah,
had. Yeah, you remember the last fight. That shit was ridiculous. So I think that's a
Mm-hmm.
good build up for the second fight. The dude
yeah,
was talking mad trash. He was talking mad trash about, saying how he was unfairly treated and all this stuff. And Floyd was just picking him off and, really beating his ass and stuff. But, you know, of course, everybody want to see that fight again, I guess. But there's no way he's gonna beat Floyd, bro.
yeah. That's
There's
crazy.
no.
Yeah.
Hopefully, put some of his fighters on the undercard, man, because you need to start getting your fighters out there. Mayweather, you out here doing these exhibitions,
Exactly.
promoting yourself, man. That's why Hackett left, man. Put Cormel Moton as a co-main in a fight against a guy that's a decent fighter, C level, C plus level fighter, and put some of your fighters on, man. Rolly, he's still with you, man. Put him on undercard. Try to get him a good comeback win against a decent opponent. Trying to put your other fighters on, man. Try to. If you want to be doing these fights, man, at least it'd be beneficial for not only you, but for some of your fighters that's under your promotional company. This is
Right.
Right.
ridiculous.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But but I can't wait. I can't wait to see Boots get a good fight. I really think I wish they would just ignore 147 and for him to just go straight to 154. I think that would make his name where he wanted to be.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's going to be the best place for him. You know what I'm saying? And just don't worry about 147. Because it's going to be hard to make fights with those guys. They're not going to want to lose their spot. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to want to give up their place because that's going to be a definite loss to them guys. I
Yeah,
see it.
because the fighters there at 147 are with the PBC, Stoyonis, Barrios, and they talking about Stoyonis and Barrios gonna fight in unification if Barrios don't fight Pacquiao. So he don't have a lot of guys they can fight. Maybe he can do a fight with Norman, but Norman's with the top rank. They talking about Norman fighting Teofimo Lopez, so I don't think that's an option. So he need to go up to 154, like you said, pull counter and fight some of them guys up there. Because right now I heard Eddie Hearn said after the fight with Avenesyan that he's going to fight in November against a guy that's ranked in the IBF. When I look at the rankings, they got Karen, the guy he beat a couple of fights ago, as number one. Nobody want to see that fight. That guy was
I'm looking
running.
at that right now. Yeah.
Yeah. How the hell is he
Yeah.
number one after he lost to Boots? How is he still number one? The IBF
Yeah.
rankings are horrible.
Yeah, he's number one under the IBF right now,
Yeah.
and number two is not rated.
Yeah,
Hmm.
hopefully they need to go get Crowley. If you're gonna fight somebody in IBF, fight Crowley. Hopefully his eye is healed and he get the okay by the eye doctor. He can come back and fight. Fight Crowley. That's a fight I was actually looking forward to. I was actually looking more forward to that fight than the Avenesyan fight because I knew he was gonna stop Avenesyan. So hopefully he get that Crowley fight. If you can't get the Crowley fight, man, it ain't nobody else out in that. I was looking at the rankings. They got guys like you guys you ain't never heard of, Sasso and you know what I'm saying? They got some crazy people up in there. They got this one guy, he got like 14 fights, and it's crazy. I don't know what IBF get their rankings from, but it ain't outside the Crowley fight. He can't get the Crowley fight. Go up to 154. I don't want to see no Karen rematch for sure. That fight was hard.
And I'm just tired of these opportunists. You know what I'm saying? Like Teofimo Lopez, right? He's throwing his hat in the ring to fight Terence Crawford. See, everybody looking at Terence Crawford like he's food because he's old now. And Teofimo Lopez, he's talking about he wants to fight Terence Crawford. I'm just like, bro, are you crazy? You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Are you crazy? Why? And that's a fight he knows is not going to happen. He knows that fight is not going to happen. So why are you even playing with the public, acting like that's a fight that you want? This is what I can't stand about Teofimo Lopez. You know what I'm saying? Tell me some. Tell me some. Crawford's next fight. Let me see. Lopez says he have no problem moving up to 140 to 154 to beat Terence Crawford, and he's anxious to get the opportunity to fight him if he gets past Mandronov. Come on, man. Are you serious? He says, give Teofimo's
That was
terrible
called
performance in his
chase.
last. Give Teofimo's terrible performance in his last fight against Steve Clackett and Jermaine Ortiz. He's never in his lifetime would get a shot at the fight for Terence Crawford. And see, it's like, why is he doing that, bro? He's killing his brand. You know what I'm saying? Why not fight the niggas that he got in his weight class? You
Mm-hmm.
know, instead of
Do like a unification.
all this posing and all this stuff that he's doing, it's like, bro, that's why nobody like you. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't man, it's just like, why is he doing this shit, man? It's like it
Yeah,
don't
he need
make
to
no
be
sense.
trying to go. He need to go to the August 3rd card and call out the one of Pitbull and Rayo. That's the fight
Right.
he needs to try to make. Make that fight. That's a big fight.
Right.
Go try to fight Paro or somebody. Paro or who's the other champion in the he's the
Um.
WBC champion. The
Dev.
WBC champion Pitbull.
Talking
Devin.
about Pyro and the dude that just beat Gary Gary Russell.
Oh yeah,
Oh
Prelo.
yeah.
Yeah, he's with
Yeah.
the PBC. That might be kind of hard fight to make. Maybe they can put it on the undercard of the Loma Tank fight. Maybe they can do that, you know. But I don't think Teofimo want to be on the undercard.
Well, here are the
He's
four
delusional.
guys.
He probably won't do that.
Here are the four guys that Matchroom is talking about putting up against Shakur Stevenson. Number one, because I'm pretty sure y'all seen him. Shakur talk about William Cepeda on Fight Hype. You know, that's the number one guy. Now I think he's with what, Golden Boy?
Yeah, he with Golden Boy.
Yeah.
They on the same
He's with
platform, the
Golden.
Zone, but it's two different promoters. And De La Hoya can't stand Eddie Hearn, so I don't know if they're gonna be able to make
Right.
that. They need the Zone to step in and make that
Yeah.
fight.
All things are possible under the Sheik, under the Turk. You see
Oh
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
he can make it
All
happen. Yeah.
things is possible under the Turk, right? So, and then number two, because I saw the back and forth between George Kambosos and Shakur Stevenson. They talking shit. He's starting his Twitter battles with everybody. 3, Javante Tank Davis, and 4, Vasil Lomachenko, which Top Rank could never give him that fight since
But
he's legally unleavened.
them two gonna fight each other in November more than likely, so he can cancel Tank and Loma for the next fight. Like I say, Kambosos, you might well stay with Top Rank. Then you're gonna fight Kambosos. Kambosos
Right.
with Top Rank and Ludabella.
Yeah, Top Rank ain't gonna work with Shakur. Anything that's gonna make him a big star. And right now, Vasil Lomachenko is food for any up and coming elite fighter like Shakur. Yeah, I'm surprised they giving Tank that fight. But that's probably the best fight they can make with Shakur and make a lot of money. That's probably the last great fight that he can make with Lomachenko, because they're not gonna give Shakur the ability to build his name off of Vasil Lomachenko. You know, who done lost himself at 36. He still look good, but he's 36, man. You know, George Kambosos, they need to just skip George Cam. He's just a punching bag at this moment in time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He don't have any name cachet right now. Right now, I mean, George Kambosos, I don't know why they mentioned him, you know what I'm saying? But I know that's an easy fight for them to get. That's an easy fight for them to make. And that's an easy win for Shakur Stevenson. William Cepeda, I think Shakur would
That's a
destroy
fight to make
William
right there.
Cepeda.
The fight. That's a good stylistic matchup. He'll make Shakur fight because he's gonna bring the pressure. He's gonna throw a lot of punches. He don't really care about what's coming back. He going to the body. He gonna make Shakur fight. If Shakur don't fight, Shakur gonna get overwhelmed. So that's the best fight for Shakur. Cepeda. You know, they both if he's
Yeah,
signed with Eddie Hearn, they both be with the Zone. The Zone maybe can make that fight happen. Or like you said, Turkey Adeshiki can put up some money for that fight to happen.
yeah, and see, he's that fantasy promoter. You know what I'm saying? Because he can offer them enough money where they can't turn it down. You know,
Yep.
so that's
Yep.
the shit right there. So Shakur, he made a good move when he went to Matchroom. So because he done
So
burnt
he
his
supposed to be
bridges
meeting.
with
He ain't went to him yet, but he's supposed to be meeting with him Monday to discuss maybe a 2-3 fight deal. If they can come to some agreement, then yeah, that's the fight. That's who he's gonna be with. Though he's supposed to be meeting with him tomorrow. So I think it's probably out of them
what?
and maybe Golden Boy. But Golden Boy said if you sign with us, we gonna get the Zapata fight, but you got to sign long term with us. So they're gonna probably try to lock him into like a 5-fight deal if he go to Golden Boy. So I don't know if he want to do that. But they got Zapata, but they ain't got really nothing else outside of Zapata. Matchroom got guys at 140 he can fight. They got more. They might not have many guys at 135 like Golden Boy, but they got guys at 140 for him to fight. Paro, he can fight a Sabril Matthias. They got a lot more options for him. He can maybe get to Zapata fight with the Zone. So they got a lot more options for him. Matchroom. So I think they probably the front runners to sign Stevenson.
Now check this out. Now they say Eddie Hearn is confident that the Sheik will make the Crawford Boots fight. So that tells me that they're prepared to offer a crazy amount of money, to get Bud. You know, what I'm saying, thinking about this fight. They're gonna make a run to make that fight.
Yeah, I
They
think
said Eddie
Boost is more. I think Boost is like plan B. I think Turkey want to make Crawford Canelo, but if he can't make Crawford Canelo, I think plan B is to make Crawford and Boost. So it all predicated on Crawford getting by Madronov, which ain't no foregone conclusion. You got to get by Madronov. They're gonna try to make Crawford Canelo. That's plan A. If they can't, Canelo don't want to fight, and Canelo want to keep on fighting them B level, C level fighters, then they'll make Crawford versus Boots. He playing B. He's not the playing A. Playing B is still Crawford Canelo.
Mm-hmm.
So what if I'm Boots? You know, if I'm Boots, I'm going to 154. If I can't get the Crowley fight, it ain't no other appeal to fight at IBF. I'm damn sure I ain't fighting Karen again. So I'm gonna try to get Crowley, revisit that fight with Crowley, because Crowley undefeated, top 5, top 10 welterweight. Try to get that fight back in Philadelphia. If he don't get approved by the eye doctor, then I move up to 154 and I start trying to get fights with especially if Majanoff win. That'd be an easy fight to make. Say Majanoff upset Crawford. That's an easy fight to make. Majanoff versus Boots. Both of them guys got the same promoter. That's an in-house fight for Matchroom. That'd be a big fight back in Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
the cool thing about it. But this is the cool thing about it. If Majanoff somehow, some way was able to beat Bud, he still got Errol Spence Jr. he can fight. He still got Errol Spence Jr. that he can fight.
Spence beat Fundora. Yeah, Spence beat Fundora. Yeah, that'd be a big fight.
So
a big fight.
So
Dallas,
that's something that. So he still got options, even if he don't get Canelo. He still got some big fights that could be made out there. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, so that's pretty goddamn good.
And I'm gonna tell you something. Another thing, if Spence able to get the win over Fundora, PBC will still try to make Canelo versus Spence. That's a big fight in Dallas, Cowboy Stadium. That's 80,000. Big fight. So, you know, Spence will be right back in the mix. Everybody talking about Canelo Crawford. Canelo working with the PBC. If Spence can upset Fundora and Canelo win his next fight in September against Eubanks Jr. or Berlanga, PBC will try to make that fight. They ain't with Crawford. They with Spence. They'll offer that fight for Canelo. Maybe he takes the Crawford fight with all the money that Turkey she can offer him. But that'll be another option for Canelo too, or the Spence fight.
I'm not so sure about that. 2 cents. Shakur, he could do some damage at 140. I do believe that, you know, he don't have a lot of power, but I do believe he'll have more power if he moved up to 140. You know what I'm saying? And if he stays in the gym, work on his shit, because he's already hard to hit. You know what I'm saying? So he could beat a lot. Those guys are not that skilled at 140. I mean, your boy Matias just got his ass beat. See what I'm saying? So what's his name? Pitbull, he's just too small for Shakur. He don't have the reach. You know what I'm saying? He already turned down a fight with Shakur. Let me see who else. Now Payload, that'll be a good fight. That would be a good fight between him and Shakur. That guy got some good skills. He got reach, and he's fast. That would be an interesting fight. I was surprised that he was able to beat Gary Russell the way he did. And Gary just looked complacent.
Inactivity.
Something about those Russell.
Yeah, inactivity cost him. That's what cost him that fight. Even though he was still competitive, some people thought he won that fight. It was close.
Trying to fight once a year and shit, man. It's not working out. You know, that's not working out. He says Canelo is not a big money fight for Bud. He says Canelo keeps all the money, so he pays guys a flat fee. Yeah, he get all that pay-per-view money, all the Hennessy money. He getting money off nigga. Off
That's a big fight, though. That's a big fight, man, because you got the Latino fan base, you got the African American fan base. That fight gonna do 500,000 or more. Canelo Crawford, it's gonna do 500,000 or more. That's a big fight. It's actually bigger than Crawford versus Boots. Crawford versus Boots is kind of like Crawford versus Spence to a lesser level. That's for the hood. That's for the culture. But it's not bigger than Crawford versus Canelo. It's not bigger. It's not bigger commercially than that fight. But it's a good fight. I don't mind either one. Yeah. Like I said, if Canelo don't want to fight Crawford, the next fight I want to see is Crawford and Boots. That's for the culture. That fight might not do 500,000. It might do 200 or 300,000, but it's a fight that we're gonna find out who is the top guy in and around 147, 154. Whoever win that fight is the number one guy in around junior, middleweight, welterweight divisions.
Now I could see Shakur body frame, and I think he can go up to 140. At his height, I think he'll do some damage up there. You know what I'm saying? I wish he would go for it after you know what I'm saying, he said he want to get undisputed at 135. But shit, he's gonna have to get past Tank, of course, and that's a tall order, man. He'll have to be the first to beat Tank, because Tank got the WBA, he's got WBC, and who's got the WBO right now at 135?
The
Who's got the
WBO is Berenachek. That's that Ukrainian that beat Emmanuel Navarrete. And he actually did a video, I think it was either today or yesterday. He called out Shakur saying, "Come on, Shakur, let's make it happen. Let's do unification." So if you're gonna fight Berenachek, stay at top rank. Berenachek is at top rank, Cambosa's at top rank. Guys that you calling out, you might as well resign with. I don't say sign no 5-fight deal, but maybe resign with top rank.
Didn't he get knocked out or something? Who was that knock? I'm thinking of the wrong damn. All these motherfuckers with the same kind of goddamn names. I thought Berenachek had got knocked out by Oscar. Who was that person Oscar Valdez knocked out?
No, he stopped. Well, Valdez, he won his last fight. They talking about Valdez and Navarrete gonna do a rematch. That's gonna be, I think, the WBC junior lightweight organization. I think they mandated that fight to happen next. So that's probably gonna be the next fight for Valdez. I don't know why, because Navarrete clearly beat him in the first fight. I don't think there's no justification for no rematch because the first fight wasn't close. But it's two Hispanic fighters. Bob Arum gonna put that fight on again because it's gonna probably do some good numbers on ESPN. But Berenachek beat him. It was a close fight. Navarrete put up a good fight, but Berenachek beat him. I think he beat him by split decision, close decision. So he's the WBO champion. He's from the same place as Lomachenko is from, Ukraine. He's not as good as Lomachenko is. That'd be a good fighter for Shakur to fight to get to unify, and then you can fight the winner of Tank and Loma for undisputed.
Okay, I'm trying to see. Let me see. I'm looking at the box rec right now. Let me see. I'm trying to see if that's the same motherfucker. Let's see.
If Shakur signed with Eddie Hearn, he basically gonna move up to 140. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at though. If he signed with Matchroom, basically look for him to go to 140 because Matchroom ain't got nobody at 135 for him. Yeah, Zapata is at 135, but Zapata is with De La Hoya. De La Hoya already told him, if you want the Zapata fight, you got to sign with us. If you don't sign with us, you ain't getting Zapata. So if he signed with Matchroom, basically he going to 140. He finna fight Paro, Matthias, guys like that. That's at 140 that the Matchroom have up under their stable. They got a lot of good fighters at 140.
Keyshawn Davis is number 3 under the WBO at 135. He's number 3.
Yep,
and
that's who top rank don't set up to fight Belichick. Yeah, that's who they're looking to set up with.
So that is crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Under the and Floyd Schofield is number 2 under the WBA. William Zepeda is number 1 under 3 sanctioning bodies. Under the WBA, the IBF, and the WBO, he's number 1. No, and the damn WBC. And the WBC.
You talking about Zepeda. Yeah, Zepeda ranked number 1 in all 4 organizations. Like you said, he's ranked number 1 in WBA, WBC. So he got options. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if Tank beat Loma. If I'm the PBC, I do Tank versus Zepeda because you go again, just like Crawford and Canelo, you got the African American fan base, which we gonna watch, and then you got the Latino fan base, which is gonna support Zepeda. Hopefully, he can pull the upset. That's what I would do as far as if I'm Tank after I beat Loma. That's probably the best option. Instead of going in there with Shakur, that's a tricky fight.
Oscar De La Hoya already told Shakur if he don't sign with Golden Boy, he's not gonna get that fight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He already told him.
Yeah, I already told him. Point blank. You go over there with Eddie Hearn thinking he with the zone. You ain't getting that fight. You go with Eddie Hearn. I don't give a damn. We both on the zone. You ain't getting a fight with Zepeda. So if he go with if he go with Golden Boy, he can, like you said, you mentioned a good fighter, just Schofield. He can get maybe he don't fight Zepeda in the first fight. Maybe he fight Floyd Schofield, and the winner of that fight Zepeda. You put Zepeda in there with somebody else, and maybe you get Zepeda next. That's 2 good fights, but that's like a 2-3 fight deal with Golden Boy. But if you sign with Matchroom, basically you saying you're going up to 140 because Matchroom ain't got nobody at 135 for Shakur to fight. You going to 140. He got Paro, he got Sabril Matthias.
That's what I'm talking about.
Like that. Yeah. He goes like to Australia and fight Paro. He goes to Australia and fight Paro and get a belt like Haney did when he beat Cambosos. That's basically what he's saying if he signed with Matchroom.
Yeah, the comparison is just like Jaron Boots Ennis. You know, besides Tank at 135, you know, he really don't have a lot of competition to fight. You know what I'm saying? 135. So everybody that's at 140, and it's some pretty good competition up here for him. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
For him to go through.
That's why you had a good point about
Man,
you saying Boots to go up to 154. You signed with Eddie Hearn. You ain't got no fights at 147. 147 is controlled by the PBC and Top Rank with Brian Norman, and then you got Stoyanis and Barrios with the PBC. So you signed with Eddie Hearn going up to 154. That's why you got the fights for you. Maginot pulled the upset off. You got Maginot, and I think Matchroom got a couple of other 154 pounders that he could possibly fight. But he ain't got nothing for you at 147. You talking about being undisputed? I heard your daddy trainer say that, but that's gonna be hard to do.
It ain't nothing but nothing. It ain't nothing but a bunch of wood choppers up in there. Tucson says rumor is Matias took $2 million to throw that fight, and you know boxing is so damn dirty. You know what I'm saying? I hate when 2 Cent come in with these conspiracies because it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? It makes sense, but
why would he give up the belt? Because he one of them guys that need a belt. He not a draw without the belt like a Canelo or a Tank. Them guys don't need belts. They draws without belts. He need a belt. Sabir Lethea.
When you come from one of those mango countries where they eat mangoes for breakfast and lunch and dinner, it's different, bro. That money goes a long way. You are instantly, you don't have to work no more. I mean, you become the dude that you always wanted to be. So if you can grab $2 million to throw a fight, you know what I'm saying? It's like shit. That's where it's at for them people because they're not used to wearing shoes in some of these countries, right?
Yeah, you're right.
It's like
$2 million go a long ways in Puerto Rico, more than it go in the United States.
Right. They grew up eating mangoes and eating bananas and they rice. You know what I'm saying? So from poor countries, you know what I'm saying, you're willing to do anything to get that money. It's shit. A lot of Americans would throw a fight, you know what I'm saying, for $2 million, man. That makes a lot of sense. You know what I'm saying? You know, but you know what I'm saying, I would love to see him what he looked like. And another thing, when you lose a fight, everybody wants to fight you. You know what I'm saying? And if he threw that fight, it's gonna be some hurt motherfuckers if he come back, that's really what happened. Just like what's the guy who fought Ali? Name, I don't know why I can't remember shit these
Saddam, you talking
days.
about Saddam
What's
Ali or you talking about Muhammad Ali?
I'm talking about Muhammad Ali, Sonny Liston. They say Sonny Liston through the
Oh, you
fight.
talking about the rematch?
You know that Phantom fight?
Yeah,
Right.
They talking about over there in Lewiston, Maine, up in that fight took place. Yeah.
Yeah, they say he threw the fight and see he betted on himself. You know what I'm saying? He betted all his money on himself and went in there and threw the fight. That's why they got rid of his ass.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
there was a lot of death threats in the lead up to that fight. You know, the Muslims, they threatened Sonny Liston's life. You had them white folks, they threatened Muhammad Ali life because he was affiliated with Elijah Muhammad and the Muslims. So it was a lot of threats. I think Sonny Liston got caught with a shot he didn't see. It was what he called an ankle punch he didn't see, but he could have got up. But once he got dropped, he like, I can't beat this guy. This guy younger, faster, quicker. The style is all wrong for. I'm gonna stay down, and then I don't know if these doggone Muslims gonna try to shoot. I don't know if they got a sniper in the building gonna try to take me out anyway. So I'm just gonna lay down, and I could get back up, but I really don't want to get back up. I'm gonna get up halfway, and I ain't gonna fight, and the referee gonna stop it, and let me go and get my money, get the hell up out of here. Cause this is a goddamn this is a duck hunt up in this ring right now. We sitting ducks up in here. I ain't taking no more chance. Let me get no more out of here. I think that's what Sonny thought. I don't think he threw the fight. I think it was a combination of he knew he couldn't beat Ali. He got caught with a shot he didn't see. He could have got up and continued, but he knew the Muslims had put a threat on his life. He's like, oh hell no, let me go and get up on out of here. I got dropped. I can't beat this guy anyway. I'm gonna fight a couple more rounds and get shot from one of these snipers and try to take me out. I'm gonna just go and leave this alone and go and live to fight another day. I think that's what Sonny did.
Let me tell you something. If Keyshawn Davis fight Frank Martin, Keyshawn gonna get his ass whipped, bro. Keyshawn gonna get his ass whipped if he fight Frank Martin. I'm telling you, I'm calling it right now.
Though. I like Keyshawn. A lot of people say he do a lot of talking. I like it. He say, hey, we got to run it. I'm talking about. Let them happen. Frank Martin had the little hey, hush up. Keep it quiet. It's just handle this behind closed doors negotiations. I want to see that fight. That'll be a good lead up main event. Put it in Vegas.
He looked sharp as hell. He really did. But
Yeah,
I mean, look who he was fighting. That ain't Frank Martin, bro. Frank Martin, when anybody who fight Tank, they get better. Anybody who fight Tank, they get better, bro. You know what I'm saying? Ryan Garcia got better. You know what I'm saying? When he used Tank techniques and stuff. And Frank Martin, you know what I'm saying? He done been through a hard fight with Tank. He's gonna destroy fucking Keyshawn. Keyshawn hasn't fought any competition near what those guys have fought. So, you know, it's gonna be bad, man. I hope that's a bad step up for him. He's gonna need at least a couple of more fights before he make that kind of transition, that kind of jump. I think he's an exceptional fighter. I think he got a lot of skill, but you need to fight somebody of a higher caliber to get ready for that power. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Somebody who can land that power, somebody with that footwork so he can feel it at that rate of speed. You know what I'm saying? At that
yeah,
time,
yeah,
at that timing. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Because
You right, you
Frank
right.
gonna knock the shit out of Keyshawn, and Keyshawn ain't gonna know what the hell to do because he haven't made that jump. You know what I'm saying? That's a big jump. You know what I'm saying? And Frank
Yeah,
done been through the fire now. He done got his ass knocked out. He's not gonna be afraid of Keyshawn. Keyshawn lack power. You know what I'm saying? He says, the case say, I agree. I think it was a legit shot and went down, said he knew he was gonna beat him either way and stayed down. I thought he threw the fight and he bet all
yeah,
his
yeah. He got
money.
the punch was legit though. People try to say it wasn't. The punch didn't connect. Go watch the slow motion picture. He caught him with a shot. He caught him with a shot he didn't see. Ali, boy, that was prime Ali. Nobody could have messed with Ali at that time. By the time he came back from the 2.5, 3.5 years of being banned from boxing because his religious stand against the war, he wasn't the same fighter. He was still A level, but he wasn't A+ level like he was before. But he caught him with that. They call it the ankle punch. He didn't see it. He caught him because he was backing up, like he was backing up to the ropes, and he got something to commit to with a shot. I think it was a hook, and he caught him with a little accurate shot. Kind of like you remember
Call
when
it with a
Crawford
pull
knocked
count.
out Kell Brook? Remember when Crawford knocked out Kell Brook? It was like with a jab, but it was the same type of ankle punch
He caught
that
he caught him
Ali
he
knocked
caught it
out
with like
Sonny
he
Liston.
caught it
Same
with
thing. Crawford dropped Kell Brook in that fight. Same punch.
I think he caught him with a pull count if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. Let me
Yeah,
see if
yeah,
I
like you
can
say, like
pull it
your
up.
name, pull counter. That's exactly what it was. That's the original. That's the original pull counter right there. That's the original. We talk about
Yeah, he caught him
Mayweather.
with a pull
That was the
count.
original. He the master. He was the originator of the pull counter. Was that punch right there? Ali was special back then because he had speed of a middleweight, which was his idol, Sugar Ray Robinson. But he had speed of a middleweight, but he was a heavyweight. They couldn't them guys couldn't deal with that when he was in his prime back in the late '60s. They couldn't deal with it. But it's gonna be interesting to see, man. Like as far as Keyshawn Davis goes, I think he wants to fight with Frank Morton, but I don't think Top Rank gonna make that fight happen because he's very close to fighting for a title. He probably one fight away from fighting for a title, probably fighting Berenachik, the WBO lightweight champion. I think Berenachik finna fight Chamberlain. He finna fight him maybe before the end of the year. Chamberlain is a guy from the UK. And I think Keyshawn, they're gonna probably put Keyshawn in another fight. It ain't gonna be no Frank Martin. That's a dangerous fight, like you said. Frank Martin could beat Keyshawn. They probably put him in there with a maybe a top 10, top 15 guy in the WBO, get another win, and he gonna fight the winner of Berenachik and Chamberlain for the WBO title. They setting him up to be fighting for that belt now that Shakur has left Top Rank. Frank Martin is too dangerous. That's a 50-50 fight. That's too dangerous. Why would they put him in there fighting Frank Martin for no belt and risk taking a loss and then risking their shot at the WBO champion, Berenachik, who's with Top Rank? Now they send Keyshawn to fight for that belt.
Here go the punch that Ali landed on this one. Try to get it in.
Yeah, let's check it out. It was a
pull count.
Yeah, pull counter. He's originator. He's originator of the pull counter. Master Mayweather, he took it to another level, but yeah, he's the originator of the pull counter. Ali, that's prime Ali. Nobody would have whooped that version of Ali. That Ali from 64 to about 67 before he got banned from boxing, and nobody could mess with that Ali right there. He was unbeatable. Nobody could have messed with that.
Yeah,
man, that was prime Ali. It's a shame that the government took his best years away. He came back. He was still great. And he was probably a little bit smarter fighter. Actually, had a higher boxing IQ. That's how he was able to get away with maybe of not being at the same level athletically wise. He was able to still be fighting at a high level because he was such a smart fighter. But yeah, from Ali from 64 to 67, the guy that fought Ernie Terrell and Cleveland Williams and Sonny Liston's the first and second fight, in no heavyweight in the history of boxing could have touched that version of Ali. He was special. He had that power, middleweight speed, had quick feet, best jab. He had the great head move where he could pull back and get away with, make a mistake, pulling back like that. But he was able to get away with it because he was so athletic and so gifted defensively. He was able to get away with it. Ain't nobody could touch that version of Ali. And I'm talking about Jack Dempsey, anybody.
The only problem, the Keg, he says, the Keg says, one of the 35 is the best division right now. So Tank, Shakur, Lomo, Zapata, Keisha, Sean, Mason, Andy, Cruz, Maratala, and Floyd Schofield, Chamberlain, and Nukis. I don't know how to say that. But these guys are not ready yet. They're not ready to face each other yet. You know, Andy Cruz, you know what I'm saying? Even though he's a star, an Olympian star, you know what I'm saying? You know, he's not ready to fight Mason, and Mason ain't ready to fight. Well,
Oh yeah.
I think Abdullah is ready to fight Keyshawn, but I don't think Keyshawn is ready to fight Andy or Mason. So they're not going to see each other. It's going to be just like Tank, Shakur, and Devin. It's going to be the same shit. You know what I'm saying? I think Floyd to fight any of these guys, but I
Yeah.
don't think he's defensively ready. I don't think defensively he's got a ways to go. I mean, he's got a lot of holes in his defense. I got to take a look at Chamberlain and who is it, Nuix or whatever. I got to take a look at
Yeah.
him.
Cool. I
But
forgot Andy Cruz. Yeah.
Krumel Moten, I think he's going to be. He's got a ways to go too. All these guys are still developing. The
Yeah,
more
he
finished
about two,
models,
3 years away.
Keyshawn,
He further behind Abdullah. He not even at Medulla level yet.
right?
He about 2 or 3 years away.
Keyshawn is a little bit more complete than the others because he's been out of the Olympics longer. And Abdullah Mason is look like he's complete, that he can start taking some step up fights.
Yep.
Looking at Andy Cruz, he looks like a complete fighter. So he can start taking him some better fights, you know what I'm saying? Even though he just got out himself and out of Cuba, you know what I'm saying, who banned him from going pro,
Yeah.
and then they just approved him here recently. I don't know why the hell they switched it up, but now he's able to fight pro fights now. So I don't know about these other guys, about this Morales. I gotta check into him. I just start hearing his name
Oh
here
yeah,
lately.
Marata. Yeah, a lot of people thought Tevin Farmer beat him
Morales.
last night. Yeah.
So
He got beat up.
I gotta start looking into him because I haven't really seen him fight like that. But these guys are still just getting up they into the league and stuff, you know. So it's a damn good league, but I wouldn't say it's the best league right now until they start fighting each other. Once they start kicking some ass and stop kicking all these no-name asses and they start
Right.
fighting each other, yeah, it'll be the best league. You know what I'm saying? But right now it's just like Shakur and all of them, they just missing each other. Since
Yeah.
Frank Martin too. Oh yeah, Frank Martin is still. I think Frank Martin's going to move up to 140, which is
Yeah, he
going to
got to
make
move up.
140. That's going to be a whole lot dangerous um, division with Frank Martin up there. He said, "Yeah, the cake is deep." He says 154 stack too, and that's where the money to be made. You know. He says Burt
Yep.
Sugar was ringside watching. He
Right
confirms
now.
it was a legit punt. Okay, I
Oh
accept
yeah. It
that.
was a legit bump. Yeah, it was
Burt
legit. It was
Sugar
called an anchor
if
punch,
Burt
like the
Sugar
pull
said
counter.
that, if um if Burt Sugar, I accept him. That nigga is a real scholar. You know, what I'm saying when it
Boxing
came to
historian.
boxing, he
He's a
didn't
king of
he
boxing
didn't
historian.
he didn't play that. Oh, I used to love his stories, man. He used to make it so riveting when he talked about the backstories and of these personal stories he had with these fighters. He says Mark Chamberlain and Sam Nukic are UK fighters, but they both up and coming guys who will soon be a threat soon. I got to see it. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
I mean,
saying?
and
I'm
Chamberlain
gonna
gonna
check him
fight
out.
Beranicek. He gonna fight Beranicek for the WBO title. I think Keyshawn looking at the winner of that fight. They probably give Keyshawn an in between fight before he gets the winner. I doubt if it'd be a dangerous fighter like a Frank Martin, because when he that close to a title shot, I don't think Top Rank gonna do that. I know he want the fight, he want all the smoke, but I think Bob Arum gonna say, no, we're not gonna do that fight till you. Maybe once you get a belt, we'll fight Frank Martin, but you're not fighting Frank Martin till you get a belt. You're not doing that fight right now.
Yeah,
Got too much to lose right now. You on the brink of fighting for a world title. You our next great young champion, not a Shakur left. So I don't see that
yeah. I'm trying
happening.
to take a look at these fighters, man, that you mentioned them, because I never heard of no damn Mark Chamberlain. Never heard of him.
Yeah.
You know what
You
I'm
know, I
saying? So
forgot
I'm
about
taking a look.
Andy. You know, Andy Cruz. Andy Cruz is with Matchroom too. So that's a fighter that they have for Shakur. I was like, damn, they ain't got nobody at 135 for Shakur. But I forgot about Andy Cruz. But Andy Cruz is a guy that is high
He
risk, low
looked like
reward. You don't really have a name ID. Shakur, you're gonna put your bet on the line. That's a tricky fight for Shakur. Fighting Andy Cruz. Andy Cruz is just as I ain't gonna say he's close enough technically wise to Shakur to give him problem, because he probably got more power than Shakur. So that'd be a tricky fight for him. But that's probably the only guy that they can offer him at 135 matchroom boxing is Andy Cruz. Andy Cruz really don't have, he's not a draw really at all yet. So he's fighting on the undercard of that Crawford Madronov fight. He's fighting on the undercard. I think he's the first fight on the main event undercard. He fighting some guy I never heard of. So he's able to get the win. That'd be a possible opponent for Shakur at 135, but that's the only fight that they could probably get for him at 135. Outside of that fight, he got to move up to 140 if he signed with Matchroom. Again, you got Matthias and you got Prograis, Catterall winner, and you got Paro. So Matchroom got several fighters for him at 140, but at 135, Andy Cruz is actually the only fight for him at 135. And Andy Cruz probably not at that level developmentally wise to fight Shakur. He ain't had the type of he probably can fight him and be a good fight. He's that gifted, but he ain't had the opponents to really for them to put that fight on right off the top like that. So he ain't fought really nobody yet, Cruz. He fought some decent opponents. You know, like I say, he's had an extensive amateur background, so he ain't starting from scratch like a lot of these fighters coming out of the Olympics. He's been fighting solid fighters in his first couple of fights, Cruz. So I guess now I'm thinking about it, probably a fight they probably can make, but it's a tricky fight for Shakur at 135. It's not a unification or nothing like that. So that's the only fight for him at 135 if he signed with Matchroom though. So we'll just have to see how that plays out. Like I say, he got Matchroom. It seems like it's only two people in the running for him. It's either Matchroom or Golden Boy. I think Golden Boy is like, you got to fight, you got to sign a multi-fight deal with us to get us a pay to fight. So you got to sign with us long term. If not, we're not gonna give you the fight. So I don't think that's gonna happen.
That's
I think
petty ass
it's
shit right
just
there.
Matchroom.
Said Andy, Andy just started, man. He just got it in, but he looked more complete than Keyshawn to me. But of course, he haven't fought the guys that I don't think Keyshawn really fought nobody. Tell you the truth, what I'm saying. I don't think Prezada,
Yeah,
how you say his
he beat
name,
what? He
Prezada,
beat who the guy that Pedraz? He beat Pedraz and he beat Moderno. Moderno was huge in that fight. Moderno was way bigger than Keyshawn in that last fight. That fight was at 135. Moderno was at least a welterweight, damn near junior middleweight on fight night. He's way bigger than Keyshawn. Keyshawn that was a good performance. It wasn't no great performance, but that was a good performance by Keyshawn. And I would like to see the guy that Keyshawn just beat, Moderna. They need to get that
hey,
a fighter to Abdullah Mason. That should be Abdullah Mason next fight, and see how Abdullah Mason do against Moderno. If he able to stop him, that would do what Keyshawn couldn't do. That's what, if I'm Top Rank, that should be the next fight for Mason. They need to fast track Mason. He passed the point of a 8-round fight,
man.
fighting guys on a prospect level. He ready for some top serious fighting. Put him in there with Moderno, the guy that Keyshawn just beat.
That boy style is so smooth, man. I'm talking about he is he's so accurate, man. He is so deadly, man. That boy there is the next up and coming. Abdullah Mason is the shit, man. He's a bad boy. It's gonna be a problem. at 135. You know, he's almost like he's like not he don't fight like the Hitman Hearns, but he got power, man. He got serious power. He's lanky. He throws accurately, and I mean, he just got great fluid combinations, bro. I mean, when he he hits you like the Hitman. I mean, they stay hurt when he hit them. You know what I'm saying? It's like, wow, I'm just impressed by him. You know, I just want to
Yeah,
see him step up. I want to see him step up, and I want to see what he looked like against better competition. See if he can keep up what he got going on. You know what I'm saying? Because I do think, you know what I'm saying, he's a great talent. I really do.
yeah,
I just want to see what he looked like against better competition. But
yep,
y'all, you know what I'm saying? I'm probably gonna be off tomorrow, you know what I'm saying, for the afternoon, and we'll get back with you know what I'm saying, try to bust it up another 3 or 4 hours on here and try to catch up with what's going on in boxing. And I'm gonna check out those fights. I'm gonna go check out Madronov fights tonight and go check out, do some more research, and see all
yep.
these up and coming Mark Chamberlain and stuff like that, and like really see what's going on, man. Because you know I've been working so damn much, I haven't been able to like get on my shit, man. You know what I'm saying, and like really, you know, watch my boxing the way I wanted to. So, but you know, I watch from the sidelines, and you know what I'm saying. If I can you know, go ahead and start catching up and get some videos going and stuff, we're gonna get back on track and everything. And you know what I'm saying? So, you know, full kind of boxing ain't out, you know what I'm saying? He's just busy. That's all. So, you know, so we're gonna get come back tomorrow. You know, so I'm gonna deliver this load and then we'll go live tomorrow. Probably about not 4 o'clock, probably about 3 o'clock. We'll go live again. Maybe 12 or something like that. As soon as I can. You know what I'm saying? But I'll put the announcement out there and you know, so we'll get back and chop it up some more about this boxing and stuff, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying, hopefully I have some more clips and stuff for you. You know what I'm saying? It was cool. You saw Carissa Shields beat up that chick, beat up that troll,
Oh, she beat up
JB.
somebody outside the
I
ring.
wish people understood that like being a champion, it like, man, I wish people understood that like being a champion, it consists of you forcing yourself to do shit you don't want to do every single day. It's like every single day. I'm just not every day, but I'm forcing myself to do at least one thing every day that I don't want to do. Like if it's not okay, what if I don't want to eat right? What if I don't want to run? What if I don't want to hit the bag? It's like I'm forcing myself every day to do something that I don't want to do, all because I want to be a fucking champion. Because I want to be the best. So when it comes to doing something that you really want to do, know that you have to force yourself some time. Every day you want to be motivated. Every day you want to get up like, oh, it's time to go. But that don't mean don't go. That don't mean don't go. I mean just get out there, get warmed up, and do it. And fucking do it.
What the fuck is that? I can't reposition your blood. You can't what?
Yeah, we might want
Come out of here. Come on, I'm ready. We still in the middle. We on the middle. Come on. We on the middle. Come on. We on the middle. We on the middle. Her blood is straight, but we on the middle. Let's work.
Yeah, that was some chick that was trolling her and you know, like really was talking about she was gonna beat her up and talking all this kind of garbage and smack to Carissa Shields. So she was lurking in her gym, and Carissa saw her and invited her over. You know what I'm saying, to a match, couple of rounds. You know what I'm saying, and that's what happened. You know what I'm saying, she
Yeah,
got Palumbo.
Yeah, Clarissa want all the smoke, man. Like I said, she got a fight in her hometown of Detroit, well, close to her hometown, Detroit, Michigan, right outside of, close to her hometown of Flint, Michigan. That fight going down, I think, July 27th. I ain't seen the undercard, but she fighting in the heavyweight division, trying to become a 4-division world champion. So can't wait for that fight. And then, like I say, this Saturday, we got Jake Paul against Mike Perry, bare knuckle fighter. That fight not really that much, but if he gets to win, then that's gonna set the stage for Jake Paul and Mike Tyson in November in Cowboy Stadium. So he got to take care of business in that fight. I think he got Amanda Serrano on the undercard. You got Shadeja Green on the undercard. So that's a pretty solid
Isn't
undercard
she fighting
for this
Katie?
fight coming up
Isn't
this
she
Saturday.
fighting? Isn't she fighting Katie again? Oh, they already did that
Yeah,
fight
that fight
again.
gonna be she got to get the win. It's like a little tune-up fight, just like Jake taking a tune-up against a bare knuckle champion. If Jake wins this Saturday and Serrano win this Saturday, then Jake gonna fight Mike Tyson in November, and then the co-main event gonna be Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor at for Taylor's
Because
belts at
they had
135.
because they had that H2O fight on there with Floyd Schofield and stuff. I really wanted to
Yeah,
see that fight.
yeah. Schofield
I
pulled
thought
out of that
that
fight.
was
He
gonna
pulled out of that fight. He ain't taking that fight. So H2O fighting somebody else. He fighting a good fighter on the undercard of this fight this Saturday too. But it
see
ain't
that was
Schofield.
dangerous. That was a dangerous ass fight for him. That was a dangerous ass fight for
Yeah,
him.
because that guy, I think that guy's a little bit
H2O.
more. I think that'd have been I think he could have beat Schofield because Schofield make a lot of mistakes. That guy there's a
Oh
little bit
yeah,
more solid
yeah.
technically wise. I think
His
he'd have beat
defense,
Schofield.
his defense is trash. You know what I'm saying? It's like H2O ain't no joke, bro, on the offense, man. But hey, man, we're gonna check in, man. Thank you for coming through, JB. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna come back on tomorrow. And you know what I'm saying? Thank the Keggy, 2 Cents Boxing. Make sure y'all sign up. The 2 Cents Boxing, y'all know she be putting down the philosophy and the conspiracy theories in my head. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
2 Cents.
Somehow she controls full kind of boxing with the conspiracies. And thank you, Cash Crypto, for coming through, you know what I'm saying, everybody, you know what I'm saying. See you guys, Johnny Allison and everybody, you know what I'm saying. We'll be on tomorrow and we'll be back, you know what I'm saying, in full effect.
I appreciate you. Hey,
Appreciate it.
quick,
See you guys
can I do a quick
tomorrow.
thing for my channel, man? Tell them to subscribe to my channel, JB
Oh,
Sports, the man, the
I
myth,
ain't
the
know that.
legend.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, on YouTube channel at JB Sports 3303. I got 2 channels, and at JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend 9656. You can follow me on TikTok at JB Sports New Media. Follow me on Twitch at Briscoe Josh 77071. Follow me on Facebook, Gerard Briscoe. Check out my content. I've been dropping a lot of boxing info, and I'll be doing some stuff coming up this week as far as boxing goes. A lot of these fights coming up in the end of this month and the first week of August. Appreciate that, Paul Connor.
No
Let me
doubt.
come on
No
your
doubt.
podcast.
Yeah, of course. Hey, let me sign up to your podcast. You say what's your YouTube channel?
YouTube channel is at JB Sports 3303 and at JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend 9656. I got 2 channels on YouTube, and you can follow me on TikTok too. At JB Sports New Media. And I'm on Facebook too. It's my full name, Gerard Briscoe, and on Twitter at Briscoe Josh 77071. So
Yeah, I
I'll
got a
upload all my videos on all those platforms.
Yeah, I got a second channel too where I want to do some social commentary stuff, but I don't have I have such limited time. I didn't really try to develop it, but you know what I'm saying, there's so much going on in the world, you know, so I think I must introduce that channel so I can kind of switch up things, you know what I'm saying, talk more about what's going on, you know what I'm saying, with some of the stuff that's on YouTube and stuff, you know what I'm saying, and with the stuff that they're pushing, and just give my 2 cents on it, you know. They have 2 cents. See that? That's how 2 cents do me. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm saying shit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? 2 cents. You know
Oh,
what I'm
my 2
saying?
cents
But
didn't
yeah,
jump
I
on the
see.
panel. Well, she must have came on kind of late on spot. She didn't jump on the panel. 2 cents.
Oh, if it was something she wanted to talk about, she'll jump on there. You know what I'm
Oh yeah,
saying?
we
But see
talked
you
about
guys.
Tank. We
You know what
probably
I'm saying?
talked about Tank. She probably jumped on. She She want to tank big and
or Ryan
support.
Garcia,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Ryan Garcia. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Okay, y'all. Okay, y'all. See you guys tomorrow. Appreciate it. And check me out round maybe 2 or 3, and I'll probably be on. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And, you know what I'm saying? See you guys. All right, peace out, y'all.
All right, peace.